Welcome everybody to the South Maui Budget Finance Economic Development Committee. We are anxious and willing to hear from you, the community, which is the purpose of the meeting. Today is April the 14th and it is now 6:03 p.m. My name is Kīhei Sugimura. I'm the chair of this committee, and I'm going to ask Member Cook, your council member, to introduce our council members.
Thank you, Kīhei. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's great to see such a large turnout, and it's going to be an interesting evening. On my far right, I have Gabe Johnson, the representative from the island of Lanai. And next to him, we have Tamara Paulton, the representative from West Maui.
Aloha Winala.
And to my right, I have Kiani Rollins Fernandez from Molokai.
Aloha Winala.
And to the left of Kīhei, we have Tasha Kama, who is the representative from Kahului. And to her left, Shane Sinensi, the representative from Hana. And to his left, Noi U'u Hodges, the representative from Kīhei, from Paia, Haiku Makoao.
Thank you very much, Member Cook. I want to really welcome all of you, and I always am grateful to our staff, so I'd like to take the time to introduce our Office of Council Services staff. Maria Leon, say hello. And Leigh Deneen was registering you out there. Keone Hurdo, legislative analyst. And I think we even have our David Rotz here, which is our Office of Council Services Director. Department of Finance, we have someone at our request from the Real Property Tax Administrator, Carrie Stockwell. And the reason is that I'm going to give her some time to talk to you, is that when the real property tax assessments were mailed out, we got a lot of questions, of which we referred them to her office. So therefore, we asked if she would come and say a few words and explain the assessments to you. If you had questions, she'll stick around for a while, and you can have a one-on-one with her. Carrie? I don't see her. There you are.
Hello, and thank you for coming today on your Monday evening. So my name is Carrie Stockwell. I'm with the County of Maui Real Property Tax Office. I'm the administrator. And I know, a lot of people got their assessments mailed out to you. You've seen it now for probably a month now. So if you do have any questions, I'll be right there. You can come talk to me. I'll be able to answer as many questions as I can. So property taxes, the assessments are, when you get them in the mail, we're using sales from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. So when you do receive your assessment in the mail, we are about 9 months to 24 months behind the market. So as properties rise, we are behind the market. As properties values fall, we're behind the market. But again, I will be here to answer any questions or concerns, and thanks for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carrie. So she'll be back there if you want to have one-on-one. Carrie, what is the phone number for your office in case people have questions? I think you were giving out your phone number too.
So the office phone number is 808-270-7291, and our email address is rpa@co.maui.hi.us. And either way, you will get a response back within about 24 hours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So tonight, we are here to listen to you. When you come up to the microphone, please tell us your name, a name of your organization if you are representing an organization. You will have 3 minutes to testify on anything in our budget. And then if you're not done, then 30 seconds after that to complete. Hang around because some of the members might have questions, and if not, we'll give you a big applause and thank you very much. So, oh, you want to hear the sample of the bell. Oftentimes people are not familiar with it. And I'll have Tom, can you introduce your staff also after this? Okay, so that's the bell. That'll be 3 minutes, and then if you're still talking 30 seconds later, you'll hear the bell again. So thank you very much for that sample. And Tom, why don't you introduce to us your awesome staff?
Thank you. I couldn't do what I do without Stacy Takahashi, who's over there at the entry. And Jared, who does our social media and in general everything. And Derek, who is our intern for the summer and one of our young rock stars in the community. And Bill, is Bill here? Yep, there he is, Mr. Bill Snipes. Thank you all.
Thank you, Member Cook. Okay, so first testifier, please.
Thank you, Chair. Our first testifier is Tom Reitz, followed by Linda Pupolo.
Good evening, members. I'm Tom Reitz. I've been here for about 15 years. Kapuna, and not representing the Kīhei Community Association, but a member of the Kīhei Community Association. So I'm here today to talk about what I consider the biggest issue we have in Maui, and that's affordable workforce housing. I recommend that the budget line items related to affordable workforce housing be augmented and based on a housing gap analysis showing the needed number and types of units over the next 10 years. This would augment the current 71,801 housing units in Maui, documented by the University of Hawaii Economic Research Organization, UHERO. I don't know what that number would be in the future in terms of need, but the Maui Housing Initiative estimates that an additional 13,949 units are needed in Maui at this point. UHERO also estimates that the Maui population will increase from 165,000 to 189,000, or a 12.7% increase by 2030. More specifically, I recommend the following, pretty much in order. Number one, conduct the above-mentioned housing gap analysis. Number two, determine the infrastructure needed to support this increase, which includes, but is not limited to, water, sewage, roads, and all utilities, etc. Number three, develop the above-mentioned 10-year strategy to fund at least 75% of all future housing and related infrastructure needs. Number four, focus on ways to make these homes affordable, unlike UHERO's estimated $1,050,000 cost for a median family single home in Maui. Land trusts are one way to make homes more affordable to perpetuity. Number five, convert most of the 10,084 active short-term vacation rentals, but exclude from that count condos that have high HOA fees, as not being representative of what our needs would be for the community. Number six and last, focus county housing and planning staff on meeting West Maui housing needs and delay indefinitely any future plans for luxury homes until there are sufficient affordable workforce housing available to keep our Maui residents from having to move to the mainland to actually live. Thank you for your consideration of this proposal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. One moment. Can you give us a copy of your testimony you were reading? Oh, you did. Okay. Thank you very much. Members have a question. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Aloha, Mr. Reed. Mahalo for your testimony. You can go back to the mic, yeah. Mahalo for your testimony.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you were aware of the 2021 Comprehensive Affordable Housing Plan that the county had published?
I did a literature search. I did not review that entirely just because of the time frame. If it had a number, I would really enjoy seeing what that number was versus the number that I gave in terms of what the need is. So I'd really appreciate that. But I know UHERO did not come up with the actual needs assessment. They just came up with what is now, but not what it should be based upon the needs.
Because the housing plan also included recommendations on like infill housing as well as policy recommendations. So some of the things that you asked for in your testimony
Are in there. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Thank you very much. No further testimony. No further questions. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Linda Pupolo, followed by Patricia Haskin.
Hi, I'm Linda Popolo. I represent the Maui AIDS Foundation as its executive director. I came to tell you a personal story tonight. STIs, sexually transmitted infections, they do more than just cause havoc or make people feel like something's wrong. They create untreated STIs cause cancer, and it's a fact. 70% of all head and neck cancer is caused by untreated STIs. Back in the day when I was young, and the people that are coming up that are over 60 and 70, between 60 and 70, the rates are very high for head and neck cancer. Liver cancer is mostly from hepatitis, but untreated STIs cause cancer. There's no doubt about it. So what we do at Maui AIDS Foundation is get everybody and anybody in to test. That's what's important. And our young people are subject to getting HPV. A lot of people are resistant to getting their children vaccination for HPV. HPV you can vaccinate up to age 32 now. It's very, very important to get vaccinated. It causes head and neck cancer. Now, personal story, I have two very, very close family members that have cancer right now. Both are related to HPV, things that they didn't know they had that have been laying dormant in them for years and years. You don't know what is going to happen 40 or 20 years from now in your body. So getting vaccinated is very, very important. I came here to support that and to tell you that that's where our hearts are right now, is to make sure that everybody comes to us and feels it's a safe space. And STIs, as you know, create a lot of stigma in the community. So we try to make it so it's as safe as it can be. Okay, that's what my testimony is, that I'm suffering very hard from watching people that are very ill from cancer right now. The other thing I wanted to say, number two, is thank you so much for the funding. You have no idea. We make good use of it. And then number three, I want to also thank this council for working together. I've been here for almost 40 years now. I have never seen a council so consistently work together for the good of the people of Maui as this council. And I want to thank you so much for that. It's very important. I've seen people fight. I've seen nothing get done, but you guys are getting stuff done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. Anybody have questions? See none. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Patricia Haskin, followed by Audrey Lester.
Hello, my name is Patricia Haskin. I've lived here almost 20 years. I'm sure you've seen me talk about the 6,000 home development. But I'm only going to say a few things. It's going to be very short. My main concern, I've just got two big concerns that were I thought about, and that is I'd like you to spend money to finish the connector road so we all feel safe, that we all can get away if there's a fire. I don't think everybody wants to just dive in the ocean. Maybe they do, I don't know. And my other concern, I'd like to have you put money aside to convert those 600 cesspools in Maui Meadow to a real good sewer treatment system, because I go snorkeling. Some of you see me. I go down to Cam 2 almost every day. So I really would like to know that water quality there is as best as possible. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Any questions? Member Paulton has a question for you. Could you return? Could you come back, Patricia? Ms. Haskins.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Haskins. I just wanted to clarify, because I'm from West Maui. You meant the north-south
Collector Road. And I think it goes from Lapoa all the way up. I'd like it to go so I can get on. I live at Cam 2, so I live right at Cam 2, and I'd like to be able, personally, I'd like to be able to go on that part that goes from Louie Nui Drive. It only goes one block. That's all it does. I'd really like to be able to get on at least at Safeway and go all the way, all the way up to where we can meet the Veterans Highway. I'd like to be able to get out of Kīhei safely, however you want to design it. And I also was reading that the state and the county were both sort of debating about an emergency road from the high school over to the Veterans Highway, and they were arguing who's going to do what. If you set up money ahead, so you're setting the pace, then maybe the state will match it, and we can get this stuff done faster.
Okay.
That's all.
And so Kamaole to Lipoa is in this iteration.
Well,
where
that's
like
part
it
of
to
what
be?
I want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, Louis. Because when all that I have where I live is just from a Louie Nui Drive over to Keonakai. It's one block. That's my connector road. So we obviously need more than that. Okay, thank you.
One more question.
Member Rollins Fernandez has a question for you. You're in demand, Ms. Haskins.
Mahalo for your testimony. When you said you supported water quality testing, are you saying specifically Hui o Kawai Ola, or?
I don't know. Years ago, I helped with the Humpback Whale Sanctuary. This was many, many years ago. And I did water quality testing. I never joined the group that was formed after that. But I think that I'm just saying from a person that is snorkeling a lot that we've had times since January where there has been areas in the water between the cove, if you know where that is, and the Cam 2 and 3, where it sort of reeked of sewage. I mean, that's what I'd have to say. It was not good quality. So I have to just say that from my own perceptions. It wasn't any scientific thing. But when I did do it for the Humpback Whale Sanctuary, we actually grew the bacteria, and I kept finding a lot of E. coli. And that was, over 12 years ago. So it's out there.
Okay, so funding for water quality testing.
Yes, but mostly I would like to have the cesspools converted into a proper sewer treatment
that
system.
noted.
That's my
Mahalo.
number one. Thank you.
Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Audrey Lester, followed by Sienna Cooper.
So I've tried testifying live, and I'm not very... Is this okay? I'll turn this in a minute. Anyway, I'm going to read. So I wanted to say aloha and mahalo for your service and dedication to our community. It takes a lot. My name is Audrey Lester, and I'm representing the KCA tonight. I want to testify on several topics, so I'll try to be brief. So our previous testifier was a great segue into what I want to testify about. This is the North-South Collector Road. This is a map of Kīhei where we start with North Kīhei. You've got Pi'ilani Highway coming along down here, South Kīhei Road here, and this is North Kīhei Road comes in this way. And I did not go down as far as Cam 2 because I wanted to talk about the current segments in the collector road. So what this is showing is our current problem. We have signal lights back to back on both sides of Pi'ikea and Lapoa. We have a start of little pieces of the connector road where our previous testifier was talking was a few little pieces down here. This is the section that's completed right now. It's lovely. It's got pedestrians and bikers and stuff, place for everybody to get through. It stops. This is the next section, phase 1, that should start in 2027. And then the section here, phase 2, would go from Kulaniakau to Ka'onaulu, and then we hook up to Kenaleo. So once this section is done, we'll be connected all the way from Oahu, all the way down here to beyond the elementary school. And it will give us some relief from these signal lights because people can come over here and come all the way up. And what's even better is section 3 that will go from Hale Kauai down to East Valakaho. This is where the park is supposed to expand, so this will give us access to our Kīhei, to all the parks, and good walkable roads to get here. And with the roundabouts planned here, it'll be much easier for the cars to get through here, not get plugged up, and get away from these areas where the schools back up the roads. I wanted to also highlight that this is where the Kulaniako Bridge is, and when the bridge is out, this street on Ka'onaulu is really in trouble. They don't have a way to get out. There was bad backups here during the last storm, and when this road goes through, they'll have a way to get through. So a lot of this is in the plan, so that's good, but what I'm testifying for is how we can expedite some of this. This phase is on the track. This phase, I think the EIS is done for both phases, so how can we get going faster on this? Because getting here, we still don't have that throughness, so we want to get this part going. We could put in the roundabout at Ka'onaulu and Kenaleo right now. That's a very wide intersection, and if that's done and we get work going on the bridge, at least we don't have two construction things going on at the same time. The bridge is not in the budget right now. As I looked through it, the 1,000 pages of budget, it's not in there. It needs to be replaced. So that's a big concern. And I'm not going to get to my other topics, but thank you. And if you want the map, I can leave it.
Thank you. We'll appreciate the map also. Anybody have questions? Okay, thank you very much. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Sienna Cooper, followed by Toby Namov.
Good afternoon. My name is Sienna Cooper, and I am testifying in strong support of the Maui Economic Development Board, MEDB, and STEMWorks programs funded by the County of Maui. Throughout my active involvement in several MEDB-backed initiatives, I have come to deeply appreciate the catalytic impact these programs have on students. As a Maui high school senior with a passion in healthcare and STEM, my personal and academic trajectory have been profoundly shaped by the transformative opportunities made possible through county funding. One of the most pivotal experiences was my role in mentoring middle school students at Maui Waiana Intermediate School's after-school program, made possible by STEMWorks. In my capacity within the Host of Future Health Professionals branch, I guided these students as they navigated the often unfamiliar terrain of healthcare career exploration. This was a crucial juncture not only in the development of my own leadership skills, but also in solidifying my commitment to community-based mentorship and fostering youth engagement in STEM fields. The infrastructure, expertise, and strategic direction provided by STEMWorks were indispensable in ensuring that we would empower students in meaningful and sustainable ways. My internship with the STEMWorks ecosystem has further expanded my professional acumen. Through hands-on experience in alumni engagement and strategic communications, I have contributed to projects that foster a deeper understanding of the healthcare career pathways between students and seasoned professionals across the state. These undertakings have provided me with the unique opportunity to bridge the divide between theoretical education and practical industry application, a process that has reinforced my career ambitions and refined my professional toolkit. Currently, I am honored to be a part of the Stop the Bleed Task Trainer Force, an initiative championed by STEMWorks that empowers individuals with critical, life-saving emergency response techniques. This initiative has been a cornerstone in my journey, providing hands-on, real-world applications that intertwine seamlessly with my academic aspirations. It has significantly amplified my drive to pursue a healthcare career, providing an immersive learning experience. Without the county's support, these experiences would not have been possible. The programs I have had the privilege of participating in are far from mere educational opportunities. They have molded my personal and professional growth, laying the groundwork for my aspirations within the healthcare field. STEMWorks provided my first exposure to healthcare and STEM sectors, and without its infrastructure and funding, I would not be poised to pursue a higher education and eventually enter the medical profession. These programs empower students like myself, equipping us with not only the knowledge and skills to thrive, but also the networks and confidence to succeed in the ever-evolving STEM landscape. I strongly urge the continued funding of these essential programs so that future generations of Keiki across Maui County may benefit from the same opportunities that have so profoundly shaped my path. Thank you for your time and support.
Thank you very much. Any questions? See none. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Toby Namov, to be followed by Wayne Higa.
Good evening. members of the Maui County Council. My name is Toby Naumov, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity. Good evening, members of the Maui County Council. My name is Toby Naumov. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to represent MEDB. I'm currently a sophomore at Maui High School, and I'm proud to serve as the captain of our VEX robotics team and as a programmer for our first robotics competition, or FRC team. Being a part of robotics has truly changed my life. As captain of the VEX team, I have had the opportunity to not only build and code our competition robots, but also lead my peers through months of design challenges, testing cycles, and high-stakes competitions. VEX has pushed me to think critically, manage time under pressure, and constantly improve through iteration, all skills that go far beyond the classroom. Thanks to MEDB's support, we've all been able to travel to neighboring islands and even to the mainland to compete at a higher level. These competitions are not just about winning, they're about connecting with other students who are passionate about engineering and learning from the best minds in STEM. Without MEDB's funding, many of these experiences simply would not be possible for students like us on Maui. MEDB has also supported me personally through the internship program over the summer. I was able to work with professionals in the tech field, build connections in my intended career path, and gain hands-on experience that you just can't get in school. That internship opened doors for me. It showed me what a future in STEM might actually look like and made it feel within reach. MEDB doesn't just fund projects, they believe in students. They give us tools, experiences, and confidence to grow into future engineers, programmers, and innovators. They've helped build a strong STEM community here on Maui, and I'm incredibly grateful to be part of it. Thank you so much for your time and for continuing to support MEDB. Their work directly shapes students' futures, mine included.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can you say your last name again?
Naumov.
Okay, thank you. You have a question from Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Namwa. I just was wondering if you were aware the county's giving like an engineer bonus for guys that want to come work for the county as an engineer.
Thank you. That's
right
great.
on.
Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Wayne Higa, to be followed by Nalani Kanino.
Aloha, members of the council. Aloha, Kīhei. My name is Wayne Higa. I'm a longtime resident of Kīhei, and all these issues apply, but I'm here tonight to testify on behalf of Ka'ahumanu Church because it's Holy Week, and I know can come Thursday night up to the council chambers. So let me try to do my 3 minutes. Ka'ahumanu Church stands as a noble and virtuous testament of resiliency and congregation and community in our small town of Wailuku. Since before the arrival of missionaries here on the island of Maui, the history and mana of this Wahipana, this storied place located at the foot of Mauna Kahalavai leading to Iao Valley, was once the royal compound of King Kahekili. It is not only a place of worship, but also a significant cultural and historical landmark here on Maui. The present building was built in 1876. The church stands as a testament of the rich history of Hawaii and its people. It is a symbol of the enduring legacy of Queen Ka'ahumanu and the early Hawaiian missionaries John Honoli'i and Thomas Hopu. Through the years, the church has faced deterioration due to weather and age, necessitating restoration work to preserve the structural integrity and historical significance. Ensuring that it continues to serve future generations is a crucial historical importance. The proposed restoration project includes critical repairs to the steeple, roof, interior of the sanctuary, and related infrastructure. These efforts will ensure the church continues to serve as a safe place for worship, cultural celebrations, and community gatherings. We are part of your community, and you are all a part of our community. Many of you know us. We're ohana, friends, and neighbors. And after many years of restoration and preservation, it's becoming a reality. Architectural, structural work, and building permit is complete. A project manager has been hired, bid requests have gone out and have been received. We humbly ask Maui County Office of the Mayor and Maui County Council for your support by including funding in the budget for this historic building. We ask our community for your continued support in this project with your donations, pule, resources to grants and other funding sources, support in sharing the needs with others. Many people have lived here their whole life, and they drive by and haven't walked into the church. Okay? I invite you all to give me a call. You like, come see the church. Come. Once you come inside a church, it's not as intimidating as it looks from the road. When you come inside, it's just a small Hawaiian church with that feeling of home. You can just feel that coming through the walls. Thank you very much.
One moment, Kahu. So just members have questions for you.
Sure.
But how much are you requesting from the mayor?
Okay. We never threw that money figure out, but the bids came back and they're running between $2 million and $3 million. So we're shooting for the $2.73 million. We sent out a grant request to Senator Mazie Hirono a couple weeks ago. We're working on other grant funding. We have already put out a letter to the, okay, before everybody asks, historic building, they get plenty of money, yeah? No more. So we applied for national funding for sacred places. That's another one of those national ones. With the way things going in Washington, D.C., who knows? But we're going to come and ask everybody and anybody we can. So if you have any leads, anybody get Jeff Bezos' email, Oprah's email, just send them over and I'll send out a request. All we can do is ask.
Okay. Thank you. Member Kama has a question.
Yes.
Aloha, Kahu.
Aloha.
So, does the renovations include the preschool building that was behind the church?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But we were advised by an auntie that helped us with that Mazie Hirono grant. And she asked that same question. I said, well, we're focusing over here. And she said, no, you go ahead and you start. And you know when Kupuna tell you, go ahead and do.
Yeah. You go do.
You're going to do. So yeah, so along with seeking funding for the present sanctuary, we also, so we're going to have to start with a feasibility study for that preschool building to see, you know, some people look at it and go, oh, more easy, just tear them down and put something new up, yeah? But when you have those buildings, and it's hard for me because presently the building empty, we're using it for storage. But for me, from my Hawaiian cultural side, when buildings sit empty, no more life, you know. So somehow we gotta get life back into those things. Yeah. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, no further questions. Thank
Mahalo.
You. Mahalo. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Nalani Kanino, to be followed by George Burnett.
Aloha ahi ahi kako. My name is Nalani Kaninau. A couple things tonight. I watched a part of the April 10th Human Concerns meeting with Lori Suhaku and Jessica Krause, and you know, I can't begin to understand the complexities of all the human services needs. But one area, because I know that there's a lot of attention that's being focused on housing and you know, people that were displaced by the tragic fire. So one area that I think is falling through the cracks is the pre-fire homeless. You know, I volunteered at that tent thing across Safeway. They needed somebody to take their recycles, and then they were going to save their money and use it for like a movie night. I mean, how normal is that for a movie night? And while I was waiting for the lady, this one young man came, and he was a little disheveled and a little wrinkled, and but he was so excited. He was going for a job interview. And I wished with all my soul that this kid makes it. You know, he doesn't have to worry about where to lay his head, where to get food, where to have clean clothes, and he's going for a job interview. You know, and then in the same vein, I watched a council meeting. I watch Akaku all the time. There was a woman that was pleading to please finish what you started with the overnight parking. She had a full-time job. She's living in her car, and she has no safe place. So these things that are falling through the cracks, I think, need attention. And then I wonder, and especially for the homeless, addiction, alcoholism is so difficult, and these people don't even know that they can have a different life. So mental health services, reaching out to AA community to, only these people might help. So how do we pay for all of this stuff? Well, the state of Hawaii has the lowest property taxes of all the 50 states. And when we've got people, and I don't want to be rude, but the majority 5 that are hell-bent on building almost 2,000 luxury units, they can contribute. Jeff Bezos' home in Wailea is valued at over $78 million. Oprah's little, cottage up country is $60 million. And I also served on the Board of Water Supply, and we argued back and forth about the water rate tiers that, for the hotels and stuff, it stopped at tier 3. Why these people aren't paying their share. And this is at the expense of our community, our most precious resource, our community, our land, and water. And those people want the privilege of having their second, third, fourth home, need to pay dearly for that, because our community is suffering because of it. So, mahalo for your time.
Thank you very much. Any questions? See none. Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is George Burnett, followed by Pava Kalaniko.
Good evening, Chair and council members. Thank you so much for being here this evening. This is really a wonderful evening. My name is George Burnett. I'm testifying in favor of your continued support for the Maui Nui Marine Resource Council and also for Kahumana Church. This council, I was hoping sometime to come here and not have to read, but it's not tonight. I'll just read it. This council has supported the Maui Nui Marine Resource Council for many years, and we are so very grateful for that support. Our goals are healthy coral reefs, clean ocean water, and abundant native fish. We've continued to grow through the years, and our programs now include community-based coral restoration, now ongoing in South Maui, water quality monitoring, reef-friendly landscape training, and scientific studies as well. In 2025, we established a coral restoration area in South Maui, giving damaged corals a second chance at survival. The group Hui o ka Viola, which is sponsored by the MNMRC, is monitoring water quality at 41 beaches in West and South Maui. We developed Hawaii's first reef-friendly landscaping program, reaching out to hotels and businesses offering a 5-day course to manage their landscaping in a more reef-friendly way. And we've conducted reef health surveys throughout the year, telling us how our reefs are changing where help is needed. And I participated a bit in that this morning by collecting limu on the North Shore for analysis by the University of Hawaii. This council's continued support for the Maui Nui Marine Resource Council and separately for Hui o ka Viola is critical to the continuation of these programs. In reference now to Kahumana Church, our current structure was built in 1876, and throughout these many years our church building has experienced quite a bit of deterioration and is in badly need of restoration. We have pursued restoration for a number of years without a lot of progress. This council has been generous in providing grant monies for us for several years, which has mostly been unused. The holdup has been due to failure to find a project manager and also contractors interested in doing this work. But I can report to you tonight that we have a project manager and we have contractors who have submitted bids and we have the necessary permits. So our current need is now the money to do the work. As you know, our church is steeped in the history of Maui. We ask for your support not as a religious organization, but as caretakers of a structure that is in the National Register of Historic Places and is a treasured landmark and is often used as a gathering place in Wailuku. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett. Any questions? One moment. Member Paulson has a question.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Burnett. I was trying to look, but I didn't find it. Is MNMRC a line item in there? And how much were you requesting?
I asked Amy Hodges this morning what they were asking for, and she told me $500,000 and $100,000 for Hui o ka Viola, which I think is part of that. But I'm not in on the ins and outs of that, but that's what Amy told me this morning.
So it's not currently in the mayor's budget?
I haven't looked at the mayor's budget, so I don't know.
Okay, 500 MNMRC and 100 Hui o ka Viola?
Right.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Pava Kalaniko, followed by Gillian Soleil.
Aloha. My name is Paula Kalanikau. I might say a kupuna of Kulakai. I've been living here in Kulakai for the last almost 80 years now. My main concern, there's a lot of concern in my mind right now, but what I'm really trying to get through to all of you now is the urgency of getting out of Kīhei when we have an emergency. That is my great concern, and I'm thinking that perhaps with the budget that you have allotted, that there is a possibility of you having an alternate route ASAP. I mean, if we have 30,000 people in Kīhei, including Wailea, and you probably heard this from me before, but that's how urgent it is. If we have an emergency coming from tsunami or a fire, we will not make it out of Kīhei safely because we will be bottlenecked in the main 2 outlets. And those outlets currently is a problem even now. So I beg of you, all of you, consider this as one of the priorities. And another, I think that perhaps making an alternate route, Mauka, not waiting for the north-south collector road, that's going to take forever more. And I don't think the north-south collector road is going to alleviate all of that because you're still going into a community that is already crowded. So you guys got to listen and listen carefully. We're in dire need, really dire need. I beg of you. And another thing is on South Kīhei Road, our lighting is poor. It's very poor. Our crosswalk is not taken care of properly. I drive down there for years, and lately I've been seeing where the crosswalk doesn't have lights for people to press the button so it can ring, bling, bling, for the kupunas as well as the youngsters. We lost some lives on that road already because of insufficient lighting. And come on, give us something more decent in the north-south Kīhei Road. It's bad. The crosswalk needs to be checked and marked off also. And the lighting is really bad. And hopefully, last but not least, there's a lot more, but I'm limited. I'm worried about this, the folks are talking about the north-south collectors road. It will affect Kīhei Kinolia Road. And years ago, we asked for speed bump because that road, there's cars speeding on that road like it's nobody's business. And the police is not there, of course, so we probably short of police. Maybe we need some more police to get on the road and get with it. But we're in need there. It's dangerous. Kids are riding on those little carts that is speeding down, cars are speeding, there's no sidewalk, there's no safety.
Thank
All
you.
right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question
Mahalo.
from Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Kalanikawa. I just wanted to clarify on that last part you were talking about. You would like a speed bump on Kenoleo Road?
Yes,
right
years
now?
ago we did a petition because we were told that we need to petition for it, and this was years ago. We had to go into the neighborhood and do it, and they told us that that they couldn't because it's an emergency route. I beg of you that I have a question about that because a lot of those emergency routes are used with speed bump.
Yeah.
Waikapu has speed bump right on the state highway, so
I
we're
know
just
there-
asking for that street for the safety of our kids and us.
I was wondering if there's a form online to request a speed bump. Have you been able to? Maybe Member Cook's office can.
Well,
fill
Member
out a
Cook,
form
I'm
on
going to
your-
check you out on that, okay?
On your behalf.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, members, this is our 11th testifier. We have 44 to go. And I just want to say that probably at about maybe 7:45, I'm going to take a break. I think it's going to be a long evening. Thank you.
Okay. Chair, the next testifier is Gillian Soleil, followed by Lilith Martin.
Aloha, everyone, committee, council. I think we're at a wonderful crossroads here talking about affordable housing. It's the future. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I agree with this lady. The traffic, the infrastructure has to come first. I live in Kīhei off of Kalani Hakoi, and it's a disaster all the time. But if we're going to go down the road of affordable housing, I'd like to share a vision I have that's not just putting up buildings, it's thinking outside of the boxes. I would like to create a community, a healthy living environment for people. Life-affirming, connecting residents to the Aina and a sense of community. The housing would be small groups, maybe 2-3 stories rather than what we have now, but with food gardens and plant gardens that people can be part of a community and connect to the Aina again. But most important is that we can build these homes right here on Maui with hempcrete. And hempcrete is the most effective, low-cost product you can have. George Rixey built a house right on Sugar Beach. We can grow hemp here. It's fast-growing, as everybody knows. We can create manufacturing. We can create jobs and another industry here by using hempcrete. Number one, it's healthy. It's fire retardant, which we know is very important. And it's mildew and mold resistant. And it's a breathable house. So people with toxic environmental allergies will have safe environments. But most important is connecting people in a community where they can walk down a path and see trees and be part of a food garden. They can grow their own food, and we have so many organizations that will be willing to help us. So we have affordable, not only housing, but we have affordable construction, and we're adding to the industry to keep our residents and our youth on island. And I feel, to me, that this vision I have is so important because it's growth, it's low cost, and it connects the culture, the Aina, which has been sustainable to the Hawaiian culture for hundreds of years. We need to go back to the land and give people an environment. There's too much loneliness and separation. And these little pods, these little groups will create a nice community that everybody wants to walk through and will allow animals. People need their pets. So I know it's a future thing, but it's a now thing at the same time. And I'd appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Anybody have questions for the testifier? Seeing none, thank you very much. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Lilith Martin, followed by Jonathan Martin.
Hi, I'm Lilith Martin. I'm an 8th grader at Lokalani, and I am here to talk about the funding for the STEM programs. When I first came to Lokalani, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but a very great teacher, Mr. Sean, had really inspired me to join the STEM program. And ever since I've joined, it's just been like an absolutely life-changing experience. And I'm so grateful for all the funding we have. And one of my favorite things that really inspired me was the Oahu STEM conference. It was just a bunch of people from all over the island, came, and like people who are into engineering and all this fun stuff. And there were these great representatives who talked about STEM, and it was just so empowering to be around these people who are interested in what I'm now interested in. Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions? Member Paulton has wait one moment. Member Paulton has a question for you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Martin, for your testimony. I just had a clarifying question. Did you know that the county had plenty openings for engineers?
No, I didn't.
Now you know.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Jonathan Martin, followed by Kaylin Leeper.
I first came to Lokalani for a STEMworks program, and I'm not sure what I wanted to do until this amazing teacher named Mr. Sean stretched my capabilities of design and creativity. Then after I made creativities, I also got to go on the Oahu STEM trip, which really amazed me by seeing other people who are interested in other topics I like.
Thank you very much. Could you come back, please? Member Sinensi has a question for you.
Thank you, Jonathan. I just was curious, what did you design in your class?
Games, 3D prints, and all sorts of other stuff.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very impressive. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Kaylin Leeper, to be followed by Mark Dressen.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Kaylin Leeper, and I've been a student at Hawaii Technology Academy for nearly 4 years now. From over those 4 years, I've been part of the STEMworks program countless times. I have been able to, like some of the students in this audience, participate in programs such as the conference in Oahu, a space day here on Maui, and a girls' engineering day. Over those different experiences, I've been able to see all kinds of different careers and learn from people who had the same ideas and aspirations at my age. Those same experiences have been able to teach me and guide me to the goals and aspirations I have for my own future. I've been able to explore so many career options and learn what I wanted to do. The STEMworks program has been able to inspire us and give us a mindset that we can do and achieve whatever we set our minds on. Whether it be something we accidentally stumbled into loving or something we have wanted to do for as long as we can remember. This program has given us so many young minds, including my own, the capability and resources to explore our passions. I've made so many core memories with my peers and even made some new friends along the way. All I know is that I've had the experience of getting to try out many career paths and meet real people who are in the same position at my age. I hope that this program will continue to inspire and cultivate many young minds to come. Mahalo.
Well done. Any questions? Seeing none. Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Mark Dressen, to be followed by Sophia Spalding.
Hi, my name is Mark Dressen. I have lived in Kīhei for 35 years. I'm a member of the Kīhei Community Association, although I'm speaking as a private citizen. I'd also like to emphasize how badly we need the north-south collector road. We found out how badly we need it when we had the Lahaina wildfire. We find out when we have our 100-year storm, which is virtually every year now. And if or when we have our hurricane, it can wash out huge sections of Kīhei Road. We'll have gridlock on the highway like we found out when we have the storms. We really need that north-south collector road to alleviate the traffic and to prevent an emergency and the deaths of 100 people like we had in Lahaina. So please put that as a top priority. I can't emphasize enough how badly we need that. Also, there was mention of the speed bumps on Kenleo Highway. I live in North Kīhei on Kenleo Highway. And instead of speed bumps, even speed tables would help. Because we have cars that drive 50 miles an hour in a 20 zone every day. You know, once in a while, but I mean, it's like every day. There's always somebody that's really speeding. And like the lady said, there's kids on their scooters, on their electric bikes. There's pedestrians on that road a lot. And it's very unsafe. We really need to figure out a way to slow people down. And I know you said there's emergency vehicles that use it. But still, you know, with speed tables, they can still go over at a relatively fast pace. So I think it's a lot more dangerous not to have the speed tables. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Member Paulson has a question for you. One moment.
Question?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Jason. I know you said you're talking as a private citizen, not KCA, but I just was wondering, like, does KCA do the presentations from the emergency management agency about the evacuation software? Because for Lahaina, they said that they would go by zones and things like that, or is KCA focusing on kupuna and disabled evacuation in particular?
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I couldn't answer that question. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Sophia Spalding, to be followed by Patty Domingo.
Aloha, my name is Sophia Spalding. I'm a 7th grader. I've been with Hawaii Technology Academy for 2 years, and I am testifying for the STEM Works program. A few months ago, I was invited to join the Girls Do Engineering thing we had here on Maui, and before that, I was like, I was not really sure what I was going to do for a career, and then shortly after that, my science teacher, Miss O, invited me to go to the STEM Works conference in Oahu, and now I'm really strongly considering a career in engineering or entrepreneurship. I would highly appreciate it if funding for the STEM Works continues so it can inspire more young innovators. Thank you.
Thank you. So I guess you've been hearing us, but when you're ready, we have a job for you at the county. Anybody has questions for her? Seen none. Thank you.
Chair, the next testifier is Patty Domingo, to be followed by Jesse O'Neill Prest.
Well, This is really last minute for me. I just got a text. I'm so busy that I don't look at my texts all the time. So I have to write down a lot of things really fast here. But Auntie Paula already brought up some of the issues that I was having a problem with, because I would go down the street and I would count every pole that did not have a light. And I'm talking from Longstrugs all the way up to North Kīhei. It seems like, I don't understand why, if they put those blinking lights when you're crossing the crosswalk, why don't they do it for us in the north end? We have none. And I've seen a lot of people whiz by, and I'm stopping and going, hey, wait a minute, there's a person that's ready to cross, you know, and they don't seem to see it. Or, I mean, people are still having a hard time using the roundabout, but anyway. But the speed tables, not bumps, if we don't, and we want the kind we have in Wailea, not the one you go, you know, and ruin our cars. The lights is important because we have on Kulani Hakoi, we have the light here and the sidewalk is on the other side of the block. I think they need to repaint it and bring it on this side. Don't change the lighting, but just repaint it and bring it that side. But we do need more lights. It's really dark. And with the sand drifts, it's sort of covered that area where you can walk or bike on. And people walking at night all wear dark clothes. And it's really hard to see them. Either change our speed limit from 30 to 25. I already told my granddaughter, because I lived here since 1971, and this place has gotten worse and worse. And I live here, I live on the drug street in Maui Street. We fought and took that street back, and it's gotten a lot better. And we need to bring the South Kīhei Road to be just as good too. A lot of the kiawe trees are ready to fall, and they really have shallow rooting. So with all the storms that happened this time, really shouldn't have happened. We need all the gulches to be cleared out as well, because we had a landscaping business and we couldn't go to work because all the opala came on the road and the cops wouldn't let us pass through. And with this last one here, with the big floods that happened, we try to put signs where they can go up the road, but they send them all up in the mountains and go, where are all these cars coming from? So we try to ask the police officer to just reroute them back onto the other side, you know, but he says no, that wasn't important to him. When was the connector road going to be done? Because we're having more traffic problems, flooding the South Kīhei Road as well as Pi'ilani. If we had the connector road, that would make an ease of the traffic. And I think the connector road has been there for a problem. It's been there for a while, talked about it for a while, but nothing has been done. And I don't know how they propose something, but yet can't follow through to do it so the community can support you. And I like that other lady's idea about a community working together, because that's what we need in our Kīhei area. We need community support. We all have safety issues. We do see all those kids riding on those electric bikes without helmets, you know, so I'm more worried about safety. And that's what we need to do, is upgrade our safety. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have a question from Member Senensi, then Member Paulton.
Hello, Ms. Domingo. I was just wondering if you knew about the Public Works ComConnect website, where you can go on and you can post pictures and you can report any traffic safety issues.
I can do it myself. Yeah, I'll go down and write all the roads where it needs.
Yeah, you can just
and
put it online,
too,
and they'll get all of your concerns.
like on our street coming out in Maui, there's 2 telephone poles, so it's really hard to look for traffic. You got to ease out more, and the left side has 2 telephone poles. I don't understand why they have 2.
They like pictures. If you can post pictures.
Okay, I will, because it has to do with safety.
Thank you.
Member Paulton.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Domingo. I just wanted to clarify, the poles did not have lights. Is it like a street light that's burnt out?
Yeah, no, there's no lighting. I can go with 1 light and you count 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th pole will have light. But if you're going down by the area down more South Kīhei, they have lights almost in every pole. They have lots of lights.
So it's not like a burnt out light, but you just want them to add more lights.
Add more lights, yeah.
Oh, okay. And what was
because we have a lot of tourists also walking at night too.
What was the area that didn't have enough lights? What streets?
From South Kīhei Road. So when you're coming out from Long's Drugs, you start counting the lights and going north, you're going to count less and less lights. Yeah, maybe
Long's
just
north.
on the road where the road is, that connecting road, then you might have a light. So sometimes you can count 4 poles and then you got the light
So from Long's north.
going north.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Jesse O'Neill Prest, to be followed by Carolyn Manuel.
Aloha, my name is Jessie O'Neill Prest, and I'm the curriculum coordinator at Kīhei Elementary School, and I'm also the 2025 Baldwin Keikaulike Kalanihako'i Maui Complex Area Teacher of the Year. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a longtime resident of Kīhei and also a parent, and I'm here to support the Department of Agriculture line item grant for Grow Some Good, which is school gardens. I'm here to talk to you about something very amazing, our school gardens. They're not just patches of dirt. There are outdoor classrooms, science labs, and places where we can learn some of life's most important lessons. Grow Some Good has been instrumental in the development and continued success of our school garden program. Our garden at Kīhei Elementary was the first garden that Grow Some Good developed over 13 years ago, and today serves more than 740 students in grades pre-K through 5 at Kīhei Elementary and other schools in Maui County. Our partnership with Grow Some Good allows us to have a full-time school garden, and this garden teacher works with us and every student at our school on a regular basis. In addition, Grow Some Good provides resources and supplies for vital student services and helps us with achieving academic rigorous standards and goals for our students. Why are school gardens so important? Well, I asked our students at Kīhei Elementary. Second grader, school gardens help us learn in hands-on ways. Instead of just reading about plants in a book, we get to plant seeds, watch them grow, and even taste the yummy vegetables we've grown ourselves. We learn about life cycle of plants, different types of soil, and the importance of taking care of our environment. It's like science, math, and nature all together. A fifth grader, our garden teaches us about patience and responsibility. We learn that things take time and that we need to take care of our plants every day by watering them and making sure they have enough sunlight. These are life important skills that can also help us focus and be responsible in the classroom. Fourth grader, school gardens also help us learn about healthy eating. When we grow our own food, we are more likely to try new things, especially the vegetables that we might not have tried before. We learn where our food comes from and how much better fresh fruits and vegetables taste than the ones we buy in the store. So here's the really exciting part, folks. Research shows that students who participate in school gardens often do better in school. They have higher grades in science and math, and they're more likely to graduate from high school. School gardens help develop important skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and communication. It's essential for lifelong learning. Our school's growth and achievement scores have risen steadily over the years, in part due to Grow Some Good. I'd like to personally invite all of you to come and tour our school garden and see the impact that Grow Some Good has had on our school and our school community. Let's get our hands dirty, plant some seeds, and grow some good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for the testifier? See none. Love your enthusiasm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Carolyn Manuel, to be followed by Brian Chin.
Aloha Council members, my name is Carol Emanuel. For over a year, I've been a receptionist and an admin assistant at the Maui AIDS Foundation. And within that 1 year, I've witnessed pure compassion and kindness and joy from the employees towards clients. And I'm able to say this because I was once a client through the Second Judicial Circuit Program Service Unit and started doing my community service at Maui AIDS Foundation. I came to Maui AIDS Foundation during my time at Maui Drug Court Program because I have a past history with drugs and alcohol and constantly in and out of jail. I had to do 50 hours of community service for Maui Drug Court, and during that time, I was able to meet the executive director, Linda Pupolo, who saw something in me aside from a criminal. Being a part of Maui AIDS Foundation team, I was able to learn more about who I am as a person and the many strengths I have as a recovering addict and how powerful my voice is for the addicts who walks into our office and also for the ones who are still in drug court program. I'm able to show drug court clients who comes to our office to do their community service hours that the program they're in works. I organize and file papers for my executive director, Linda. I help our wonderful accountant when she needs me to make a bank run. And I also make sure all our staff has supplies that they need and just make sure I'm available when they need an extra hand to make their jobs easier. I also work with client services by making sure their clients are checked in when they access our pantry and just being there for our clients. When they just need someone to talk to, I'm making sure by the time they walk out our doors, they leave with a smile on their face. And if they came in with a problem, I make sure that they leave with a few answers to ease their minds. I work very closely with our preventions department because I'm the one our clients call to schedule an appointment for testing. And if we have anyone who has to do community service with us or just wants to volunteer during their free time, I schedule HIPAA training sessions that they do with Tiare, who's one of the directors of preventions. And every month we have pharmaceutical reps come to our office and we have lunch with them at our office. So I organize our lunch orders for the staff. I always open our doors with a big smile and positive energy of safety. I answer our phones with a welcoming voice to ensure that our clients feel safe and comfortable. And while I get the client's information, I make sure they know that everything is confidential. And while I'm scheduling their appointments, I don't repeat their information at all. I have them repeat their answers to me. I tell my story for the ones who come into our office and feels lost and confused about life when they tell me how they're sick of the drug life they're in. I give them hope when they leave. Maui AIDS Foundation helps me and so many others' lives change for the better. I still see a few clients who come to visit me that tells me how much I inspire them. While being at Maui AIDS Foundation, I was able to see firsthand on how quick the foundation took to help our community when tragic happens on our island. Thank you for the continued funding and support for Maui AIDS Foundation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't see any hands for questions. Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Brian Chin, to be followed by Mana Shaw Rodriguez.
Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Chin. I am the nurse practitioner on staff at Maui AIDS Foundation. I'm here today to express my gratitude for and speak in strong support of continued county funding for our HIV and sexual health services, and also to discuss a little bit about what I do. So I started out as a case manager at Maui AIDS Foundation 10 years ago, and I worked there throughout my schooling to get my doctorate in nursing practice. Thanks to your support, I'm able to run the free clinic on island. So we provide HIV prevention and care, STI treatment for syphilis, chlamydia, and gonorrhea, and connections to other health and social services. We serve individuals from all walks of life, but especially those who are non-insured, underinsured, and underserved. Ooh, excuse me. Many of our clients have few other options out there. For them, our clinic is not only accessible, it's a safe space, it's welcoming, and it's stigma-free. We prefer if a client makes an appointment beforehand, but we will also do our best whenever and make time if there's a walk-in with immediate needs. We meet people where they are, both physically and emotionally, and we do everything we can to ensure they leave healthier and more empowered. My role is both medical and relational. I provide testing, treatment, and education, but I also try to build trust, especially with clients who have been dismissed or judged in other healthcare settings. The people we serve often face multiple barriers to care, and your continued support helps break down those barriers, including being able to add more clinical staff. For instance, we're looking for right now a current RN or another APRN to join the team, with thanks to your assistance too. So anybody out there who wants to apply, go to our website, mauiaids.org. Your funding also allows us to remain responsive and relevant. We can offer free PrEP, that's pre-exposure prophylaxis, and free PEP, that's post-exposure prophylaxis, to keep our county's incidences of HIV at 0 for the last year. we can keep life-saving, no-cost HIV medication samples in supply, which help cover when patients experience gaps in care or insurance coverage, or in the case that they lose everything, which many of our clients experienced after the fires. Our free clinic is a public health solution that works, and we're proud to offer it. So I just want to close by stating my strong support for continued county funding, and on behalf of our team, so many of us are here, mahalo for your partnership and trust. We are very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Seeing none. Thank you very much. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Mana Shaw Rodriguez, to be followed by Patricia Bradley.
Aloha Council members. My name is Mana Shaw Rodriguez, and I'm the co-director of Prevention and Education at Maui AIDS Foundation. I've been with the agency for the past 8 years. Maui AIDS Foundation, as you all know, it's a nonprofit in Wailuku serving all of Maui County through case management of our HIV-positive clients, as well as prevention services. These free services include HIV, Hep C, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia testing, harm reduction through Narcan, hygiene kits, and our syringe exchange program, as well as providing food for those in need through partnerships with Maui Food Bank. I want to personally thank all of you for your continued support over the last few years. Last fiscal year, MAF provided 469 individuals within Maui County HIV and STI testing. MAF provides a safe space for our clients to share their stories, situations, concerns, and risks. We thank all of our clients for coming in because they're in control of their own sexual health. Everything that the client says with us is confidential and nothing gets shared with anyone. We empower our clients to learn ways to stay protected, whether it's within the correctional facility with concerns of hepatitis C transmission, or in our main office or off-site locations, learning ways to lower the risk for HIV and other STIs. We meet every client where they're at. For some, they share everything, while others are more shy. But after we provide our testing, our education, and our counseling, we give our clients an ease of mind because they feel safe with us. So many of our clients thank us for being so welcoming, helpful, and make them feel safe. Our free services are vital in keeping our Maui County community safe from new infections and viruses. We also partner with Maui Police Department, providing free testing through their core bus outreach, reaching our houseless communities through various locations around Maui. Again, we believe in accessibility and free services. We don't want to see barriers to care, and we will meet our clients where they are at to make them feel safe and heard. We want our clients to walk away feeling empowered and to share their experiences with loved ones, family, and friends. Our clients also, because of you, thank us for the space that we can provide to them. Thank you for your time and your continued support. We couldn't have helped our Maui community without your continued support, and we're so grateful. Mahalo.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Patricia Bradley, to be followed by Gordon Bradley.
Wow, I'm really short. I'm a resident here to Kīhei and have been only since August 9th, 2023. Up until that time, I lived in Lahaina. And the reason I want to talk to you is about the importance of being able to get away when there's a fire. We're very lucky to be here because we were in our condo and didn't even know that the fire was close by because looking out our window, it was blue sky. We lived right by the Catholic Church, by the cemetery there. Blue sky. The winds were crazy. They'd been crazy all day. No communications, of course. Our resident manager banged on our door, and when we opened it, I could see brown flying behind him, and he said, "We have to get out right now." We would have been sitting there if he hadn't knocked on every door to make sure everybody got out. We put our puppy in her carrier. Gordon took another bag out, and I grabbed a canvas bag to throw some things in. When I got out to the parking lot, the black smoke was already at the pool, 50 feet away, and there were red embers flying. And the puppy's carrier and a bag was there on the ground, and Gordon and the puppy weren't anywhere to be seen. So I screamed for him, grabbed things and put them in the car, and then he came up to me and said, "She's fine." I want to tell you that right now. He came up to me and said she ran and I couldn't catch her. So I said, "Get in the car." He got in the car, we moved through the driveway, and then I said, "Which way did she go?" We were told to go north. And because she went south, we went south. We got to Dickinson, there she was, that little black and white dog running as fast as she could. And she ran all the way down to Front Street, and I got out of the car to get her, and I got her. We ran into another girl with a dog and 2 bags, and I said to her, "Where are you going, honey?" And she said, "I have to go to Spanky's to meet my boyfriend. The fire's coming by Ananolo." So I said, "Get in the car." So we drove down to Spanky's. We were going to go north because my daughter lives in Kahana. We didn't go north because our dog saved our lives, and this other girl saved our lives as well. Access to escape when there's a fire is imperative. We're standing here because of amazing accidents, of luck, and the fact that in that direction we could get out. My neighbors ended up in the ocean. So we need those connections. We need to be able to escape in a disaster.
Thank you for sharing your story. Emergency exits. Any questions? See none. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Gordon Bradley, to be followed by Sean Yano.
Thank you. My name is Gordon Bradley. I want to talk about the proposed ban on short-term rentals. Start off with, I want to say my wife and I have never owned any rentals, any short-term or any other kind of rentals on Maui. We owned a condo here in Kīhei now, and we have a burnt-out one in Lahaina, which is going to be a while. So the issue before the council very soon is going to be a proposal from the mayor that he put out in May of last year, that the Minatoya list of 6,170 short-term rentals in the west and also down here in Kīhei would be eliminated. You had a question?
You know, the short-term vacation rental bill is not in the budget, but if you would tie it to our budget, you could keep on testifying.
I can tie it to the budget. So the question is, I'll get to the second part of the question is, and this is why it impacts the budget. The University of Hawaii did a study connected to, or directed by the council, on March 25th or March 31st that came out. And part of that said was that if the mayor's proposal were adopted, the drop in taxes to Maui would be $775 million a year. So $60 million a year would be in a decrease in property taxes, and $15 million a year would be in the decrease in the GAT and the TAT things. That, I understand that bill is going to be discussed after this, so the question would come up, you might have an emergency situation where you have to take $75 million out of the budget if that were adopted. Now, the way it was the study put out by the University of Hawaii and in the handout, I have the links to this, and I have copies for anyone that wants it. Their estimation is that the value of condos on Maui will decrease by 20 to 40% if this is adopted. Their average figure is 25%. Now, that's already happened. Some of the Montoya properties, their condo prices have already gone down that far. However, there was some confusion about, does that mean just the Montoya projects? And I called the director of the study, and he told me that is not the case. The analysis is that every single condo in Maui will go down by an average of 25% if this is adopted. And the reason that is happening, as I described in short, but the full document describes in detail, is that there may be as many as 6,000 condos that these ones that are no longer allowed to be short-term rentals will be thrown on the market all at one time. And this is going to take us back to 2008 when we had many, many sellers and very few buyers. Generally, on Maui, there's only 173 new listings a month. This would put 3,000 out. One of the questions was, one of the questions is about what is the impact on rentals, because that's, the mayor is very, very interested in this. And the analysis here is that the benefit of the short-term rental will be to decrease the value of rents because value of all the properties will go down 20%. But the benefit will go to mainly high-end people with high income, because the average condo in Maui is $925,000. So if the rent on that, if that goes down, it's only going to be available to really rich people to take advantage of that.
Thank you very much. Any questions? See none. All right, next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Sean Yano, to be followed by Alan Lloyd.
Right. Good evening. My name is Sean Yanel. I'm a teacher for computer science and media at Lokelani Intermediate. I'm also the site coordinator for the STEMworks program, but from MUDB. Yeah, so I've always had a passion for teaching students and showing them how to be inspired and responsibly use technology. What really drew me to STEMworks is how it levels the playing field for our students. It gives every student, regardless of their skill level or economic background, access to the exact same tools, real challenges, and real futures. One moment I'll never forget is when I took the students to the STEM conference on Oahu a couple years ago. It was one of my students' first time leaving Maui. And we walked into the Hawaii Convention Center, and he just looked around and he said, "This has to be the biggest room in the entire world." And it's like those types of opportunities that are really priceless, right? With STEMworks, we're constantly introducing students to careers and technologies they may not have realized were available. I remember watching the Deadpool and Wolverine movie over the summer, and at the end there was a little thing that said, "Thanks to the County of Maui," right? So I researched it, and I saw that one of the visual effects department was from Capital T was the company, and they were based here on Maui. So I contacted them, and I reached out to them, and they were able to allow my students to interview them and ask them questions about what it is to work for Marvel. And it's that type of opportunity that shows our students these incredible things are happening right here in our backyard. Even if they have to go to college to learn these skills, they can still come back here and bring that expertise and skills back to our island. I grew up on Maui, upcountry, and I know firsthand how isolating it can sometimes feel. But programs like STEMworks change that for these kids. They connect our students to the wider world, and more importantly, they help us help our students see that they can be leaders in that world. Yeah, but we need to nurture our children and inspire them to lead. STEMworks does that. And it opens the doors, builds confidence, and shows our keiki that they can be innovators, creatives, and leaders here on Maui County. Thank you, guys.
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Member Sinensi has a question for you.
Mahalo Masaya now for your testimony this evening. As a teacher, I was just wondering, you mentioned that they go and come back. Do you know which colleges that we may be funneling some of these students?
I'm actually newer to the program. I've started maybe 3 years ago. So my intention is to get this to happen, and I want to keep continuing to work with it. And I see this pipeline that's something that can happen, but at this point, it's still starting. It's kind of a vision I have.
Yeah, or if they're staying on island and continuing.
Yeah, since I'm doing intermediate school, my first students are still in high school, but they're trying to continue it, and I believe we're going to be continuing it in Kīhei, so we can just continue the STEM and STEAM going all the way through.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. So my clarifying question is, do you guys ever sit around and say, how would you traffic engineer a solution to Kūlani-Hako'i Bridge when it floods or anything like that?
We have, at this point, we're thinking in smaller systems. Like, we're looking at our campus, and we were talking with the VP earlier today about ways to make it not as muddy, because when you walk on the campus, when it rains, it gets really muddy. And we have been looking at these designs to actually make molds, 3D print molds for the cement. And you can actually make crisscrossing things and put those in the ground, and it actually reduces the mud. So that's a new project. But I do we're so focused on our own campus, but I think it's a really interesting idea to actually branch out and
let them know we're waiting for them at the county to solve all these
right.
problems.
I gotta put that in our Google Classroom. I'll put a little link. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Sheena Bellavance, to be followed by Michelle O. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Alan Lloyd, to be followed by Sheena Bellavance.
Scared me there a bit. So I can get my nerves out here. Okay, aloha. My name is Alan Lloyd. I live in Wailuku, and I'm a tenant with the Maui Tenant and Workers Association. I'd like to testify on some issues and ask the council to not cut our budget, but to increase the property taxes on non-owner occupied property assessed at $2 million and above. Yes, thank you. So I have 6 issues. We're concerned about 1, the need for financial assistance for rent, utilities, and basic needs. So we're asking the council to increase the rent assistance and food assistance and delete the barriers to rental assistance. If your income is less than 80% of the median, AMI, you get rental assistance. If it's above, you don't. So rents are too high, and we need rental and financial assistance. Y'all are familiar with the Alice households. They're struggling to make ends meet. So how about if we take the $500,000 proposed by the mayor for 3 adult sports events and put it towards our local people? Okay, number 2, rents are still gouging tenants, $1,900 for a 1-bedroom. And I remember Chair Lee was interviewed, and she was concerned about the county vacancies. I think there were 600 vacancies. And if I remember correctly, the person on staff told her that it's too expensive to live on Maui. So if you want to fill those vacancies, try rent stabilization. 3rd, property taxes are low on Maui. We've had a speaker talk about that. And many with expensive homes don't pay income taxes. And why is that? So many property owners with property valued over $2 million don't live full-time on Maui, and their principal residence is in another state. So they don't pay Hawaii income taxes, where most of you pay property and income taxes. They don't pay income taxes. So that's unfair to locals that live here who pay income and property taxes. So we're asking you to please increase property taxes for non-owner occupied property valued over $2 million. Yes, number 4, create a way for non-owner occupied properties, I'm probably going to say that too many times, valued at $10 million or above to be taxed at a higher rate. I know Councilmember Paulton asked me about that last time, and so there can be a way to tax at a higher rate. I don't know that way, but there can be. The mayor is proposing an increase in tax rates, fees on property owners. In case y'all didn't know that, property owners, there's a 9% proposal by the mayor to increase wastewater. Those those properties valued at $10 million can make that up. Last, is there money in the budget for tenant relocation assistance? Many of you probably never heard about that. That's if a tenant is evicted. In other places, they get what's called relocation assistance. Well, by the way, according to HRS Chapter 111, which is called Assistance to Displaced Persons, if a county code enforcement declares a property uninhabitable and the tenant has to leave, the county is required to pay the tenant financial relocation assistance. Thank you.
Any questions for the testifier? Thank you. Seeing none. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Sheena Bellavance, to be followed by Michelle O.
Good evening. My name is Sheena Bellavance, and I'm here to testify for continued support and budgeting of MEDB's STEMWorks program. I first got involved in the program as a parent, but soon found myself with my own class to lead. So I currently coach after-school robotics, but also engage in other STEM-related activities with the students. And for those who don't know, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And while it might not be a strong suit for everyone, let us please continue to provide those resources for those that it is. The STEMWorks program is a welcoming and multifaceted program that has a variety of classes and activities to meet students' needs and abilities. At Lokalani, we offer robotics, 3D printing, video game design, entrepreneurship, and competitive gaming. And before you wonder what we'd need competitive gaming for, just know that there are a world championship for competitive Excel spreadsheets, where the prize money for this year totals over $60,000. We don't play Excel yet, but just know that there are all kinds of STEM opportunities in the future with skills they build today. Students are given several opportunities for career exploration, including Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day, which I think some of the girls talked about, Excite Camp, a partnership with Maui Medical, and many more. They're also able to attend a conference on Oahu, which they get really excited about, in which they can connect with industry professionals and attend professional development classes relevant to their interests. Many of the kids look forward to that trip, especially as a reward for their hard work and dedication to learning. Investing in Keiki-related STEM activities is an investment in our future. These are the kids that will lead us into the next century. They will be the engineers safely developing our towns, tech wizards keeping our computing systems up to date, scientists protecting the Aina and making medical discoveries, and mathematicians holding them all together. It is important to continue investing in our own children in hopes that they will utilize their talents here on Maui. I strongly believe this is a program worth continued funding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Member Paulton has a question for you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Bellavance. So much times I wanted to clap, but I just wanted to clarify. I mentioned plenty times we have openings in engineering, but did you know we have even more openings in our IT department?
I have seen them, yeah.
Just clarifying, in case any of your kids wanted to come, we'd pick them up like that.
Yeah, so as long as we keep investing in them now, then hopefully they want to stay here and we retain that talent here on Maui.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not quid pro quo, but I'll do that.
Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Michelle O, to be followed by Diane Colton.
After Diane, I think we'll take a break. It's almost 7:45. Thanks.
I promise we didn't offer extra credit for those keikis to testify for this program. But I think it does speak a volume about this program for a preteen to show up after school hours to testify how impactful these programs were. And yeah, for a moment before even I introduce myself, actually, okay, my name is Michelle O. I work for Hawaii Technology Academy, and I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students for science. And yeah, before I even start, I want to ask you guys a question to close your eyes for a bit and just picture a scientist in your mind. Yeah, all of you guys can. And many of us, when we think of scientists, we think of this male with the crazy hair and a white coat holding some chemical, right? This was actually research that was done, draw your own scientist. And unfortunately, out of 5,000 students, only 1% of students actually imagine a female scientist. And I actually asked that students today in my classroom to picture a scientist. And maybe 5 students pictured a female scientist, and they were some of the students who spoke today, and they're females. And STEM work offers something like Girls Do Engineering, where these female workers in science and engineering and math and all different fields coming to speak as a mentor and to say to the students, you can, and there is a pathway. But it doesn't speak to only females. There's a lot of programs that STEM work offers that all the students talked about and all the teachers talked about. And I have never met so many passionate, like this educators that I could just text at 5 a.m. saying, hey, what flight are we taking? And they will answer in the next 5 minutes. Or us coming back from Oahu conference, tired at 8 p.m. and asking, hey, what's the plan tomorrow? You know? And as a teacher who's like taught only one subject grade to now teaching physical science to life science to earth and space science, it was very overwhelming. But when STEM work came saying, hey, we are with you and we'll run with you. And they have enriched just the curriculum that I offer to the students, bringing all those ideas that they were talking about, from entrepreneurship to engineering design building process and different various lab. They have a landing library that just offers us a free resource simple as like earth magnets to all the way 3D printing. So all the hearings I heard is like a lot of civil engineering things as well. So you guys are not just investing in, one program, but it is really investing for a future and bettering our community. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? See none. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Diane Colton.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to go off what I was going to say just briefly. I think we're all intertwined here, and I see one common thread is that people are asking and needing both, whether it's scientific, educational, health, any kind of service here requires money and funding. Is that correct? Am I not off topic? So, and if we are thinking of our future and these wonderful students and teachers who've spoken, and I have 2, a 10-and-a-half-year-old and a 12-year-old that attend here, grandchildren, it's really, really important. But the one thing that I think links us all together, and that I don't see another group of, are multimillionaires that are buying up our properties at a much, I don't know, let's say $5, 10, 15, $20 million. We're looking at McKenna, Wailea right now, okay? This comes down to funding. The people here who have spoken up for property taxes being low, it's great. It keeps people in their homes. And it keeps security. But what everybody needs here is a home in order to proceed with their dreams and their plans, and for you to pay for. And I've been to these year after year after year, and it's the little people begging for services. And I see by the tiers here of where the property taxes are stop, and that's, I believe, at $3 million. I don't have my glasses on. That's the top tier. And that's for owner-occupied, non-owner-occupied. I think it's a little higher for non-owner-occupied. It just stops. And whether you live in the state or not, I believe the UNHERO report was about 60% are not living on island. You can look up the report. It'll show you how many. And not only not paying sales tax, sales tax, they go everyday goods we're all paying for, poor or not poor. We go to the store, we're paying get tax on that. Okay? So the people who live here, who need the services, are having to endure begging for money when our multimillionaires, pick a number, anything over this amount that's proposed by you. That there's only two areas that have not increased on this little list here, and they've remained all zeros. You're not increasing the taxes on anything over $4 million. And there's $5, $10, $15, $20 million. It's on here, so I don't know. And there's $25 million. I pulled an MLS list. There's $35, $40, $45 million properties. They need to pay their share, and if they don't live here, they need to pay more. Period. For the rest of us. That's it.
Thank you. Member Cook has a... Oh.
Thank you for your testimony. Just for my clarifying question, the tiers, like when it stops, if you have a $15 million property, you pay the first tier, the second tier. Anything over $3 million, then you're paying the higher tax rate for all of that. So a $15 million home is going to pay the third tier. $15 million home, anything over $3.
Yeah.
So the $12 million is going to be charged at the really higher tier.
Right.
So they don't stop at $3 million.
Right. I think
it's
like
just that they, at $3 million and up, you have to pay the higher tax rate, which can become high.
It shows here at $15. I guess I'm proposing there'll be a couple more tax tiers that are even higher.
It would be
Who says
$15 per thousand for $12 million.
And what about for 25, 35, 40 million?
Then it would be, if it was 25 million, it would be $15 for the 22 million. The first three is at a lower tier.
Right.
So if it's a $100 million home, $97 million would be at the $15 per thousand.
Right, which is the same as the $3 million.
Yeah.
I'm just proposing change it. LA County has a wealth property tax.
So Member Rollins Fernandez wants to ask you a question.
Sure.
Aloha, mahalo for your testimony. I'll finish the graphics that I'm designing, but I'll be posting it on my Facebook page so that others can understand how our real property tax works. It's progressive, as Member Cook said. So an owner-occupied property valued at $5 million would pay the first $1 million, which is $1.80 for FY25 rate, which would be $1,800. The next tier for the next $2 million at $2 for RPT rate would be $42.60, and then the final $1.7 million at 3.25 real property tax rate would be $5,500 for a total of $11,585, which is 2%, and the industry standard is 1% across, and this is 0.2%. Okay. So to clarify, Are you asking us to increase to the industry standard?
Yes, and I think Alan and someone else spoke about it, that the very wealthy, again, pick a number, there should be another tier. both owner-occupied, non-owner-occupied. Yes, above the industry standard.
And to clarify, so you're saying there are like $20 million properties. So $20 million would pay at an owner-occupied rate after the $300,000 homeowner exemption would pay $60,335 if someone owned a $20 million property. So you're saying that's not enough?
No, it's not.
Mahalo for that clarification.
No.
Member Paulton.
And then take unowner-occupied as well.
Member Paulton.
Thank you, Ms. Paulton. No relation. I just wanted to clarify. So, the bottom line, what you're asking us to do is tax the rich.
Yeah.
Because I think we're only allowed 3 tiers by the software or something. And if we make the 3rd tier, like say to 20 million or 50 million, we bring in less than when it's at 3 million. So you want us to bring in the more, right?
Well, let's put it all up to a vote. I mean, let the common people vote on it, because I would say most people change the software. And yes, that would be the answer. Yeah, and just to let you know, LA County, the county did vote on a wealth tax for wealthy properties, and it held up 3 times in court. And it had not been for that wealth tax on luxury properties, it's called the luxury property tax, those people wouldn't have recovered from their fire. And they are faster than us, by the way.
Okay. I mean, we can't change the software it'll take time.
Maybe some of these IT kids can help if they have a home.
I hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to take a break. Thank you. Or how many more testifiers do we have for the members and our testifiers' information?
We have 20 more.
21? Okay. So with your permission, I'm going to take a 10-minute break, so we'll come back at 8:05. Go to bed early for school, so next testifier.
The next testifier is Suzelle James, to be followed by John Laney.
Hi, my name is Suzelle James, and I'm the Kīhei Little League president. And I came here in asking for more support for funding for Parks and Rec and also the police. So with Parks and Rec, I know there's thank you, Gabe, for showing me all that information over there in the books. And it looks like, you know, there is a lot of money going to the fields, but I was specifically encouraged for more money to be going to the Kalama Park fields at the baseball fields. So we do have a lot of needs at the park currently. Our bathroom situation, on one side of the field, we're only provided porta potties. We're not allowed to use the pavilion bathrooms, you know, for whatever reasons they have. However, the porta potties are always vandalized, and when it rains, it floods well, not floods, but the water sits right in front, and so the kids can't even access the bathrooms. We haven't had a hand washing station in who knows how many years, so everyone's using the bathroom at the park and not washing their hands. You can, you know, be okay with that or not. I am not. You know, there's trees. There's a really big tree that hangs over our batting cage, and we're all volunteers in my organization. No one's getting paid for it, but it causes a lot of mess and debris, and, you know, I'm shorthanded with volunteers already, so it would be nice to just have more support on landscaping and, you know, clearing out things that affect our organization, so that way I can focus on the kids and the program, and, you know, not focus on bathroom needs. That's something that, you know, I hope the county can take care of, so I can just take care of the kids and the program. Another thing, I wrote down because I came so last minute, I'm sorry. But another thing that I would like, you know, the bleachers, they're wobbly. I send photos and videos, like you literally can just lift the bleacher seat up, you know, so it's not getting fixed. Our scoreboards, none of them work. It would be nice to have working scoreboards. There's 3 of them, but they're not working right now. Another issue is permits, and I think everyone has problems with this, but I think to fix a lot of the permit problem, it would be nice to have some sort of like system, an online system where everyone can see who's using it. Ooh, that was really fast, sorry. Who's using it, and you know, if they want to name anonymous, you know, you can just say anonymous, but that way it just kind of gives every organization like, oh, they're using it, or so we're not like stepping on each other's toes. That way we can, like, more communication would be very helpful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, and sorry to keep you waiting. Here's Member Cook.
Thank you for your testimony. My clarifying answer, when you say permit, a clarifying question. It's getting late.
I would love to have an answer, yes.
My clarifying question is, when you say permits, you mean like park use permits, scheduling it?
Yeah.
Not building permits?
No, yeah, park
Okay.
use permits, yes, because actually our permits just got yanked from us for, I don't know why, so it would be nice to know who got it instead of me, so we can, I don't know, chit chat.
I'll bring that to the department's attention. That's an interesting idea,
Yeah.
and I can see the logic in it. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So next testifier, and as they're coming up, I just want to say we have a hard stop at 10, and so we need to do our testimony and be clean up. So 9:30, we're going to stop this meeting. So let's talk fast.
Chair, the next testifier is John Laney, to be followed by Desireen Austin.
Hello. She's passing out a handout that I'll need you to look at as I testify. Starting with the handout. So my name is John Laney, and I'm the president of the Kīhei Community Association, and I am speaking on behalf of KCA. If you would turn to page 2, you'll see one of the issues facing South Maui, which is that it is one big cul-de-sac. There are only 2 roads for the 40,000 plus people that live and work in South Maui, and that is the Pialani Highway and the South Kīhei Road. If you turn to page 3, you'll see one of the big issues coming our way is that there are 7,000 plus new homes in the South Maui pipeline over the next 10 plus years to be built. It's if you look on the left, on the right in gray, they're all listed out. We've added them up. It's over 7,000 homes. We cannot add 7,000 plus cars to the Pialani. It will turn it into a parking lot. So we have a couple solutions that we'd like to propose, and today I want to talk about on page 8, if you'd flip to that, it is the Kīhei Mauka Collector Road. And if you look at this, it is the line in purple that goes from Kanani Road in the south all the way up to Veterans Highway in the north. It goes Mauka of the high school, and the area in red is where some of the developers are building some of those homes, and they have agreed to build that part of the road. What we need is for the county and the state to build the connecting part in the north to the Veterans Highway and in the south to Kanani Road. So if there could be money in the budget for the planning stages of these phases so that we can get this moving over the next several years as we're experiencing this growth. And what I'd like you to know is not only will it give us another egress point for South Maui and improve traffic flow, but we have talked to some people at the county and they have said, well, the state will build it and they'll pay for it. We've talked to some people at the state. They have said the county should build it and the county should pay for it. So you need to get that kind of worked out, but if we can get a working group to get this thing going, it will help all of South Maui. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody have questions? See none. Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Desireen Austin, to be followed by Sophia Sellers.
Aloha kako. My name is Desireen Austin. I have notes for one of my 2 points. So my first point, I'll go quickly. I'm a STEMworks educator and program coordinator for Samuel E. Kalama Intermediate School Upcountry. I believe that continuing to fund STEMworks programs in our schools is important because these programs provide opportunities that our keiki may not otherwise have. STEMwork fills in the gap we currently have in our school system with the lack of STEM electives. Keeping STEMworks alive helps our children to identify and develop skill sets which are sorely needed on island with health careers, technology development, programming professionals, and more. It is common knowledge that it is hard to keep our children here in the islands after graduating college. One moment, please. Got to go to my photos, sorry. If we can engage them early on with the myriad opportunities that STEM-related careers can provide, we can build the foundation for our island's economies to grow and diversify. And that'll just strengthen us overall. My second point is I am very concerned when I hear of luxury development projects or other types of projects, and I don't believe we have good infrastructure in place, which, thanks to my person that preceded me, he's already given you all of the information that you should already have and already know about. I'm concerned because before the Lahaina fires, we had the Kīhei, North Kīhei fire, where our neighborhood was blacked out with smoke and trucks. It was very scary. And for us to exit our home, and fortunately I knew of a little back route to go down back to the highway, but by the time we got there, after maybe 30 minutes of the signal to go, it was like we couldn't go anywhere. The freeways were closed on both ends. So we had a cat, a dog, my 2 children, my husband, and a truck, and baskets of our belongings and pictures we ripped off the walls. And we were there until midnight, not knowing where we could go because the shelters were also full. And I can't even imagine the horror that West Maui went through. But reflecting on those 2 events, the fact that I don't see proper infrastructure being planned is very concerning, and I really wish you would take that to heart before you accept any luxury program proposal. I want to take care of the Kama'aina and the Kanaka first, our residents first, and then from there we can move and make a safe place for others. But we need to take care of ourselves first, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? See none. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Sophia Sellers, to be followed by Krishna Tarak.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Sophie Sellers, and I'm the Special Projects and Operations Coordinator for Grow Some Good. I'm so grateful to be here with you today, inviting you to see how your continued support can nurture a more resilient, connected future for our islands. As many of you know already, we're a nonprofit dedicated to strengthening local agriculture and ensuring access to nutritious, affordable food for our community. We do that through school gardens and a community farm system and agroforest. We currently have 10 garden coordinators that are directly in the schools working with our children. And those are supported by 2 program support members that go between multiple schools, as well as are in our community food systems garden, which is open to the public at the YMCA. If any of you have not been there, you should go. At Grow Some Good, we weave together food production and community engagement, growing healthy crops while cultivating tight-knit neighborhoods from childhood all the way through adulthood. These schools and community gardens are living lessons in stewardship, showing us how to care for the environment and honor the balance between people and nature. But it's not just about growing food. It's about rediscovering the joy of using what grows well here on Maui. This year, we've been able to bring that joy to life through kid and adult cooking classes. Participants of all ages learn to cook with Maui-grown produce, coming directly from their school gardens and our community farm system. Through them, we're planting the seeds for a more resilient local food system, from seed to table. We're proud to be included as part of the Maui County Food and Nutrition Security Plan. Our ongoing programs directly align with that plan's goals, improving access to nourishing, culturally relevant foods and supporting local producers here on island. By nurturing hands-on agricultural education and distributing over 2,000 pounds of fresh produce and 3,000 student-grown plant starts this year, we're helping to cultivate the next generation of food stewards while strengthening community ties. Together with the county and other organizations' efforts, we're working towards a Maui where everyone has access to healthy, affordable food that's grown in our own backyard. Your support has been the heartbeat of this work. County funding helps our garden coordinators and our program supports attend these spaces. Without them, we cannot guide the hands-on learning that brings together our students and our community. It's what allows us to expand our reach further by adding new school garden coordinators and staffing our workshop hours at our farm. With your continued investment, we can continue to nurture these efforts and reach even more of our community. In the end, our gardens are so much more than places that grow food. They're spaces of healing, learning, and belonging for our community. Through our mission to strengthen local agriculture and ensure access to nutritious, affordable food, we're growing not just crops, but stronger, more connected communities across Maui. They stand as proof of what we can do together, building a future where every child has access to nutritious food, where families can rediscover their ties to the land, and where we can all come together to help our island thrive. Thank you so much for your ongoing support of Grow Some Good as we cultivate this vision of a resilient, flourishing Maui. Thank you for helping us continue to grow some good in our neighborhood.
Thank you very much. Any questions? See none. Thank you. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Krishna Tarak, to be followed by Gertrude Holder.
Aloha Council members, my name is Krishna Tarak and I work with Maui AIDS Foundation. Before anything else, I just want to take this time to say thank you for supporting our programs and for funding us. I started with MAF in 2021 as an intern. I loved what I was doing during my internship and the work our organization does to keep our communities safe. So when my bosses asked me if I wanted to join the prevention and education team, I immediately said yes. Tonight, I will be talking to you about one of our programs that is providing HIV, hepatitis C, STI, and harm reduction education, and HIV and Hep C testing at the Maui Correctional Community Center, or MCCC. This program is dear to my heart as I used to have a family member who was incarcerated. Every week, we provide education to the inmates so they can empower themselves and keep themselves while incarcerated. With every visit, we leave them with the necessary knowledge and tools so they don't get infected with HIV, Hep C, and other sexually transmitted infections. We highly encourage them to not share any personal items or get any unsterile tattoos. Once they go through the education class, they have the option to get tested for both HIV and Hep C. The tests that we provide are both 20 minutes, and they can get their result that same day. Many get scared during this process, but they usually feel more grateful once they find out their status. If any of them test positive for either HIV or Hep C, or even both, we refer them to the nurses at MCCC for confirmatory blood draw. If treatment is not provided while they are at the facility due to the release of the inmate, we will then take care of them, refer them to the providers who can help them with their treatment. Once They get released, and if they visit our office, we provide a $20 incentive testing for them. They can get a $20 gift card from us. We also give them safe sex kits, supplemental food items, hygiene kits, and naloxone. If they want further testing, we can also do syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. If their health insurance gets suspended while they are incarcerated, we also have a health insurance navigator that can help them. Ever since I have been part of this program, we've had couple success stories, from testing for the first time for HIV and Hep C, to getting a positive result and getting treatment while still incarcerated, to getting treated again because of reinfection. I can tell you more success stories and how great this program is, but I will save that for another time. For now, I just want to say mahalo again, and it is because of your support that we can continue helping our underserved population and keep our programs running. Agyaman nak.
Fantastic. Any questions? See none. Good job, Maui AIDS Foundation. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Gertrude Holder, to be followed by Tiare Sua.
Good evening. I'm just here to thank all of you. My name is Gertrudis Castillo Holder. I'm a health insurance navigator for Maui AIDS Foundation. And maybe a lot of you may not know, but we offer health insurance services to the entire community and not just our HIV and STI clients. So you can actually find me with the Maui Police Department Core Bus at Ho'aloha Park or Kalama Park, depending on where the Maui Police Department decides to offer services. So every Monday we are in, right now we're in Kalama Park for a couple of months so that we can service the houseless community here in Kīhei. I also wanted to share that on Wednesdays I am at Kako'o Maui and Thursdays at the Lahaina Resilience Center. So I've really come to love the people in Lahaina, and there's a group of nonprofit workers that occupy a corner of the Resilience Center, and we hand over clients to our SNAP person, housing person, and I offer the health insurance piece. So if you have family members or community members that need help, please touch base with us and we'll be happy to offer those services. I also want to share one success story. We had an uninsured client that ended up in the ER at Maui Memorial Hospital, and this person was referred to Dr. Brian Chin, our clinician. This person unfortunately had a stage of neurosyphilis where he was seeing sparkles and stars in his eyes and would have gotten blind if Dr. Brian had not helped him through. This person was uninsured, so Brian helped him with a gap in care, and then we do warm handoffs, and this client was introduced to me by Brian, and we helped him enroll in MedQuest. So just for all of you, community members, I want you to know that I'm here for you. I offer help with MedQuest, Obamacare or healthcare.gov plans, and Medicare. So you're welcome to come and call me or visit me when I'm around. And I just want to share that all the support that the council has provided has been greatly appreciated by our foundation and as well as community members that we've helped out. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Any questions? See none. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Tiare Sua, to be followed by Cody Nemet Tuivati.
Got him. Okay, right on. Aloha ahiahi kako. I'm Tiare Sua. I'm with the Maui AIDS Foundation. I'm the director for prevention and education, and I've been with Maui AIDS Foundation for 17 years. Yeah, long time. And I've been doing this field of work for over about 23 years. So when I first started as an outreach worker, I was at DASH, the Drug Addicted Services of Hawaii, and I moved my way to Maui and made it my pledge to make sure that I help my community and to make sure that they get all the services that they need. I am too a resident here in Moku'o, Kulakai. And let me tell you, I hear everybody's stories about the roads. Very true. At nighttime, it is scary. It is kind of crazy. There's no light, so need light. But I'm not here for that. But I just kind of want to say, I help you guys out a little bit. I just kind of want to tell you guys thank you for everything that you've instilled with us. With Maui AIDS Foundation, we took the pledge for the whole Pai'aina to say that we want to make sure that Hawaii stays zero infection free. So that is Hawaii 2.0. And to me, what you folks did for our organization is such a huge thing because you jumped on that pledge with us, saying, yes, we are on board, we're going to do this, and we're going to follow through, and that is our future. So I'm not here to say anything because they said everything that you guys needed to know. But I know, Tasha Kama, last year when I came, we talked about Native Hawaiian things to instill. I did create a group, it's called Mahu'ola, and it's for Native Hawaiian Aloha Aina, and we talk about what our kuleana is, what our space is, and what we gotta provide. And Kiani, we just came back from Molokai, and I wish Maui was like that still yet, okay? That kind of aloha, I was like, oh, this is in the 90s. Hi, uncle, like, very nice. So I wish we was still there, but you know, work in progress, work in progress. And my heart goes out to Lahaina always, always. So thank you so much. Aloha. I don't know, I don't have that much to say, and mahalo, and I love you guys so much.
Thank you. Any questions? Love your enthusiasm. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Cody Nemet Tuivati, to be followed by Terani Richmond.
Ano mai kako o kore neme tuwaiti ko inoa ua hana ia au ma Maui a noho vau I Kulakai ka upua au kea kea. So I'm actually the project director of Hui o Aina Kuko'a, and a little bit about Aina Kuko'a is Restoration Hui. We malama an area called Waihulikai, which is right across Paradise Gardens, just south of Kalepolepo, about 46 acres of Aina over there. I want to mahalo you guys for supporting us for the past couple of years and request that we continue to have the support moving on into the future, 2026. Some of you may not know that this area is one of the highest flood zones and sediment-prone zones in Kulakai. And sadly, it was where our beloved firefighter came down as well, in that mulivai right there in that area. And so my biggest thing for our community as we continue to expand the Kulanihako'i corridor and is really teaching about connectivity, connectivity and value. You know, a lot of our water goes into culverts and pipes, and we don't see it until it comes out into the ocean. So it's very easy to be out of sight, out of mind when it comes to our resources in Kulakai. Also, like a lot of our mulivai, a lot of our waterways where our spring come up, for a long time, ever since I was young, you know, those people would throw their trash in there. And it was always kind of looked at as like this dirty water kind of zone, right? And the work that we've been doing, we've been revitalizing our waterways, our mulivais, we've been bringing life back to them. And we've been just changing the whole mindset of Aina. It's so important to me that the students that come to learn with us, that it becomes normal to understand the environment that they're in. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, no matter where we come from, we all islanders here in Hawaii, And you don't gotta be Kanaka for being an islander. We live in the most isolated group of islands in the world. So my whole thing is always emphasizing that islander mentality into the students. And with the work that we're doing, like I was saying, it's all about connectivity. And so whether it's education, whether it's learning about environmental impacts, whether it's community, it's always about bringing all of that together and then understanding our values of where we are. So, mahalo. Thank you.
Thank you, Cody. One moment. Member Rollins Fernandez and Paulton have questions.
Aloha, Mr. Mamet. Mahalo for your testimony today. So, would you, to clarify, would you describe the work that you do as science?
Science. So, for us, we do kilo. Yeah. And when you talk about kilo, it's really about analyzing the way the aina moves. So one example of kilo is we noticed recently with the water that's been coming down, the water has a lot of nutrients inside of it, right? And a lot of times it'll make the mulivais hypoxic, and it'll kill a lot of the life that is there. We have two types of a kulikuli that grow down there. One is a kulikuli ku and a kulikuli papa. We were allowing both types of a kulikuli to grow there, but after watching the way that the water has taken out the kulikuli ku, we've noticed we've basically have just been concentrating on the kulikuli papa. So meaning that we're now creating a really highly resilient zone that is primarily of the kulikuli papa that survives through this heavy nutrient runoff coming down from Mauka.
It sounds like some life science to me. Mahalo.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Tuivaiti. I just was wanting to clarify, were you in the mayor's budget, or did you have a request, or did you get less than you requested?
We're working on it. We're not in the budget yet, but we are working on it.
How much was the request that you were working on?
The request was right now for the same amount that we had. Yeah. Do you want me to say?
150?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is, we're in the Kulani Hakoi corridor right now, right? So right now we're, the TMK is really big. So it's from the Waihuli Mulivai all the way to the Waipuilani bathrooms. Right now we're operating in a small part of that. So it's really about expanding our, the connectivity of the dune system, the wetland, reclaiming wetlands.
And in your kilo of when it floods, is it less in the area that you're working on? It's not as damaging?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys ever get the time and want to come down, I would love to show you guys. We just had the Coastal Planning Department come down, and they said it was one of the best examples of natural restoration that they've seen. But in one of the Mulivai zones, we had completely taken out all the kiave, all the mangrove, all the flea bane, uprooted everything, and then in place, on its own, all we did was guide it, grew all the kaluha, ahu'alva sedges on the bank, akulikuli right in the back. Gabe was there, he kind of seen it for himself. But it just shows exactly what the aina is trying to do, right? It shows the sedges it holds volume, it holds sediment, and it filters through the akulikuli.
Are you aware what section this year's money is coming out of? Like, is it EPNS or OED?
I am not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a question? Or,
Member Johnson? Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Cody. I'm certainly considering you one of my priorities. The $150,000, I know you can use and use it well. Do you need more? Is it something that you think you have capacity of 175?
To be honest, the whole thing about moving into new space is understanding new space, understanding new challenges, understanding new impacts. When it comes to being Kama'aina, more familiar with these areas, I can have more of a grasp on it. But as of right now, I'm just kind of like sticking into that area. But yeah, as we begin to grow, I wouldn't be surprised if we need a little more as well.
All right. Thanks for that.
Mahalo.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Terani Richmond, to be followed by Kaleo De Mello.
Aloha mai kako. My name is Terani Richmond. I'm a field hand and kia'i for Aina Kuko'a o Waiahulikai underneath Cody Nimitz. And I'm here to testify for your continued support and just to say mahalo. Waiahulikai thrives in education. We currently host field work trips for multiple schools, including Lokelani School, Hawaii Tech Academy, and my alma mater, Kamehameha Schools, Maui. On these trips, we teach the students the importance of Malama Aina, as well as teach the importance of our ocean. Over time, the students have grown to look forward to these trips, and when they leave, they cannot wait to come back and immerse themselves in the land once again. Waiahulikai thrives in native plant protection and restoration. When we started, there were a few traces of native plants on the Aina, and now when you visit Waiahulikai, you can see an abundance of native plants, like akiaki, kipukai, pohuehue, uhaloa, popolo, and a kulikuli. With the ongoing flooding we experience in Kīhei, I can't stress the importance of our work enough, as we are the only wetland restoration left in Kīhei. The native plants we protect have roots that soak up and filter flood water. They also hold our Aina in place, keeping it from going into the ocean and killing what is left of our reef. As our hui grows, we look forward to teaching the values of Va'a expedition, as well as the restoration of the Waiahulikai fish pond. We hope that the Waiahulikai fish pond, or Lokoi'a, can serve as an amplified ecosystem that serves our community. Once again, I just want to say mahalo for all of your advocacy, and I ask for your continued support for us and all other Malama Aina and Ike Hawaii-based organizations.
Thank you. Member Rollins Fernandez has a question for you.
Aloha, mahalo for your testimony. You said that you welcome students to the project from Lokelani as well, and we heard some students from Lokelani involved in STEMworks. So is STEMworks part of the students that come to visit and see the work that's being done?
I'm sure they bring it with them, but we really just teach them a lot about Aina, and maybe we can include the STEM work a little more.
Oh, actually, I was saying the opposite, because so often Western science doesn't consider Ike Hawaii science, and Kilo is science. What you folks do is science. And separating culture out of science and saying that what Kanaka do is lesser than gets to me. So, mahalo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Kaleo De Mello, to be followed by Kay Anderson.
Hello, I'm Kaleo De Mello. I grew up up country. I live in Waiahuli in Hawaiian Homes, and I'm the field manager with Koko at Aina Kuko'a, and I'm just here to give my thanks on being able to do what we do, and just learning every day from Koko is a blessing, and a lot of the problems that we see around the island, around Hawaii, is kind of caused by the misuse of the lands and our resources. And I think it's important first to try and bring back some balance and focus on things that'll really affect us in the near future. So yeah, just in full support of what we've been doing, and we thank you guys. That's it.
Very nice. Thank you. No questions. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Kay Anderson, to be followed by Cristina De Leon.
Aloha. Thank you for this opportunity. Really appreciate it. I have a question for you. Do you think it is really appropriate for over 7,000 plus luxury homes to be built in the next 10 years for this island? Does this belong here? That's something to really think about. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that infrastructure must be paired with growth. And since I'm a citizen of Maui, I've been here a long time, and I have not seen that. In fact, a street light at Okolani took 17 years to get in after it was contracted with the developer to install. We are behind the 8 ball now because it has not been required to pair infrastructure with growth. The mentality has to change, and that has to be a requirement when you do your negotiations with these developers. I know they don't want to spend the money till they get the sale on the back end, but you need to take charge of the negotiations and make this happen. We are in dire straits for water, sewer, and roads in South Kīhei, and to catch up is going to be critical. I want to talk a little bit about affordable housing. Affordable housing must be affordable. When you build in Wailea, high property values, and if they're in a condo association, on top of the mortgage, you're going to stack on a $2,000 maintenance fee and a WCA fee. Have you considered that? Is the county going to pick up that cost? Because it's no longer affordable if that occurs. And I'm not saying if you do build the developments, please make sure that you consider that, because those fees aren't stagnant. They go up each year. There's a cost of inflation to that. And our insurance rates went sky high this year because of the Lahaina fire. And we had to assess our owners $2,000. Some of them had a hard time coming up with it. I truly believe that not everyone can afford a home. So I think that you need to start thinking about developing mixed properties to where you have affordable new rental properties for individuals and for purchase homes that are affordable, and there are ways to do it. Finally, I have to tell you something, because I wanted to point out this chart. You notice that the citizens of Maui County are at the top of the structure for the reporting structure of the Maui County of Maui. I recently was very disappointed when I tried to get an appointment with Kate Blystone, Director of Planning Department, and she has refused to see me. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. She stated that I talked to her staff and that she answered my questions. She doesn't know what my questions were. And if, by the way, she thinks her staff is good enough to do the job, then we don't need her, and you can save $280,000 by getting rid of her. Thank you.
Any questions? Seeing none. Thank you.
Chair,
Next testifier.
The next testifier is Cristina De Leon, to be followed by Crystal Barnett.
Aloha, my name is Cristina De Leon. I know it's late. I'll try to talk fast. Just bear with me. I'm here on behalf of the Tara and James Young Foundation. We're a local nonprofit in Wailuku, fighting for peace and sustainability. I recognize that this is not the first time that you're hearing about the project I'm about to speak on, and this is not the first time you've heard from me. But I appreciate your continued attention, and I promise I'll make it worth your while. I'm referring to our Keokea Eco Village project here in South Maui, which is designed for around 42 acres of land in Welakahau Street and would serve as a kauhale, providing safe shelter for up to 212 houseless individuals. The land is 75% wetland, with a high and dry area that would be perfect for an eco-village. The current landowner, who lives on the mainland, intended to build 80 luxury homes on this property, but that plan is in a contested case hearing. The eco-village plan did not originate with our organization. It reflects the vision the community shared for this land. Our role has been to help shape that vision into a viable, actionable plan, which we have spent the last several years doing. We have even partnered with Maui Rapid Response, who are on board to provide day-to-day operational support for the eco-village once complete. At this point, the only thing stopping us is purchasing the land. The landowner has asked for $10 million, despite the fact that the land has been appraised at just over $6 million. I understand that $10 million is a lot, and likely unfeasible. And I'm not here to convince you otherwise. All I'm asking is that the county work with us to find a way to make this happen. We have made countless presentations to countless individuals at both the state and the county level. We've been bounced around numerous times to different departments and directors, and I understand the county is looking for solutions to the houseless crisis, and this project would be one of them. I think it's a tragedy that this 42 acres of land is just sitting unmanaged because of the selfishness and greed of some guy on the mainland, when the wetlands could be restored and protected and help reduce dangerous flooding that happens in Kīhei every time it rains. And the high and dry area could provide much needed safe shelter for our community's houseless. All we're asking for is partnership. Help us come up with a creative solution. We've done the work. We have a plan, we have the partners, we have the community ready to build something meaningful. But we can't do it alone. We need your leadership. We need your cooperation. We need you to see the same possibility that we see for this land. This is more than a housing solution. It's a vision for peace, for resilience, and for restoring balance. Please don't let bureaucracy be the reason this opportunity slips away. We're ready when you are. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you. Next testifier, please.
Chair, the next testifier is Crystal Barnett, to be followed by Brian Pfeiffer.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Crystal Barnett, and I am also here on behalf of the Terran James Young Foundation. The second project we would like to share with you is sustainable landscaping. It might not sound as exciting as Keokea, but this issue has far-reaching impacts, from the health of our residents to the well-being of our island, our reefs, and our climate. Many people are not aware of this, but gas-powered lawnmowers and leaf blowers are actually more polluting than cars. Might sound a little outrageous, but it's true, and it's because these machines are not regulated, so they don't have the same requirements that a car engine would have to minimize pollution. In fact, 1 hour of lawnmower use is equivalent to driving a car 300 miles. And 1 hour of leaf blower use is equivalent to driving a car 1,100 miles. The emissions from these machines are polluting our island and the world while we are already in the critical decade for climate change. The hydrocarbons from these emissions are also incredibly dangerous to our health, especially to those who operate them as well as any bystanders. Chronic exposure can lead to multiple health issues, including neurological damage, respiratory damage, immune system impairment, and even cancer. Not to mention, these machines are very loud and actually operate at 90 decibels, while hearing damage starts at anything above 85 decibels. Several states have already banned gas-powered landscaping equipment, including California, Colorado, Illinois, and others. We have an island ecosystem to protect and should be leading the charge with these kinds of changes. But again, we are not here to ask for a ban. We are here to ask for funding for our organization to run an incentive program to inspire residents to exchange their gas-powered landscaping equipment for electric landscaping equipment. The program would be run entirely by our organization and would help us remove up to 960 gas lawnmowers or up to 2,400 gas leaf blowers, depending on the amount of funding we receive. And we have options for $300,000, $200,000, $100,000, and $50,000. Our organization has a fully fleshed out proposal that we have been working on with the assistance of Michelle McLinden at EP&S, although we understand that she is no longer with the office. This isn't just about landscaping, it's about public health, environmental justice, and doing our part during a critical moment for our planet. We have a real opportunity here to make a measurable difference, to reduce harmful emissions, protect the health of our communities, and set an example of sustainable leadership for the rest of the state and beyond. By supporting this program, you're not just funding cleaner landscaping tools, you're investing in the long-term health of our island, our reefs, our residents, and our future. Mahalo.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none. Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Brian Pfeiffer, to be followed by Frank Barbosa.
Aloha and good evening. My name is Brian Pfeiffer. I'm here to testify for Maui AIDS Foundation. A lot of people don't realize the services that are provided. It is so important for our community, all the way down from our keiki that have parents that are suffering with different diseases, STDs, AIDS, HIV, all the way from our young teenagers who are experimenting to our young adults. And then we get to the older people like myself. I'm very proud to say that I'm going to be celebrating my 66th birthday in 2 weeks. And it's because of programs like Maui AIDS Foundation that have allowed me the affordability to stay healthy, to find the food that I need. They provide a food pantry as well as housing. But they've paid for medical bills, they've helped pay for insurance. They're there to help us find a way in this community. STDs have always been a hushed subject. And as far as HIV and AIDS go, people have seemed to believe that it is not the problem that it used to be. But I'm here to tell you it is. There's more people diagnosed with this every single day. And if it weren't for people that offer the testing for all of these conditions and the resources for people to come and just talk to someone, that helps our community and our children as well. There's so many people out there suffering, and I just believe that if you just continue the support that you have for these foundations, I mean, it'll better everybody in our community. I'll tell you, everybody's afraid of STDs, especially AIDS, but nothing is more frightening than being diagnosed with it. And it is these people over here that have helped me and countless other people to provide a safe condition for us to thrive and for us to move forward. That's really all I have to say. But thank you very much for your time, and thank you for your past funding.
Thank you very much. No questions? Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Frank Barbosa, to be followed by Anna Merritt.
Good evening. My name is Frank Barbosa. I'm here to testify about that Ohukai's sidewalk project that you guys get going on. I've been advocating for this for about 10 years. And the reason why is because I'm disabled. And I've been living in Kīhei for over 37 years. And I was finally realizing that walking down Ohukai Road is very challenging from Noi, Oi, Halekai, and Kawahine. Not Kawahine, Hoaliki. Those 4 streets is where all the kapunas, all us older, I would say, residents. And I was just informed that the project does not cover our streets up there. And just walking down the streets, just hearing drivers yelling, "Hey, get off the road!" And you walk in the middle of the road and you're blind, or see one wheelchair coming down the street or on One 84-year-old lady walking up the street the other day with a walker. School buses pulling over on the side of the road, taking up half of the road and jumping off the kids running all over the road like ants. When the budget called for, and I read it last week, and it said it'll cover the whole Ohukai Road. That's not the whole Ohukai Road. And if you guys no more money for do that project, then talk to Mark Takimoro, because had money for a city bus from Ma'alaya to go up Ohukai and then come down Kawahine, so the disability bus can pick up us guys, because they are they have regulated areas that they cannot come up to our house and pick us up. If you guys think MEO and paratransit is, you guys think they're efficient? They're not efficient. Back in the 80s, maybe, residents was 75,000. Now it's 146,000 on Maui. Figure it out. And having two businesses under one entity is corruption, bro. Let's get more services. Let's get more services on the island. Because someday, you guys, these guys, the youngsters, gonna be riding those bus service. And with all these services, bro, I don't know. You guys can walk like me. I walk all over. I walk in Halakala, blind and all. But I tell you what, if you guys know more money, tell Mark, get that services. I talked to him 3 weeks ago, and he said it wasn't about the money, it was about the time. The time that they couldn't get from Ma'alaya to Kawahine, down Ohukai, back to Ma'alaya in 1 hour. So they scrapped the whole thing. The budget was there, but they took it away. Make this happen. Extend Ohukai. And Mr. Tom, get a hold of me, because I like walking you up and down the street. Mahalo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Anna Merritt, to be followed by Max Tornai.
Aloha, everyone. Thanks so much for letting me have a chance to come up here tonight. I'm Anna Merritt. I'm representing MEO Head Start. I have some parents that weren't able to be here tonight, or they had to leave, so I have testimonies I'm reading for them. The first one is from Grace Garcia. She says, first of all, I'd like to say thank you. I'm very grateful that Victoria has been a part of the MEO Head Start program. She's learned a lot and gained friends as well as a whole family. We have a second family outside of our house. We hope you will continue to support MEO Head Start for other families so they will benefit as well. For the teachers that handle our kids, we appreciate your efforts and patience towards our kids. We will cherish every moment that we share together. Mahalo from the Garcia family. The next one I have is from Elaine Baskar. She says, I support MEO. They help so many children on the island. Please grant their funding so they can use it towards the kids for excursions and supplies that the children need in class. The teachers are outstanding, teaching the students in early learning, schooling. They learn so much. Thank you, Elaine Baskar II. And my last letter is from Leilani. My daughter, Angel Pua, has been a student of MEO's Head Start for the past 2 years, and the program has been a valuable resource for our Ohana and my child's growth as recipients. Our Ohana's requests for continued funding of this Head Start for future students. We appreciate all the staff, and my daughter enjoys the comfort of her classroom, puzzles, toys, teaching schools, as well as lunch and breakfast, etc. Mahalo for MEO's Kokua and for your consideration of our family's request. I had a question I wanted to ask also. One of the families that was here had a question. She had to leave with her little one. She has a child that goes to the Kīhei High School, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, the Kīhei High School, and she's asking about the possibility of there being a bus stop there. She lives too close for them to send a bus, but yet too far away for him to walk because of the highway. So she's just asking, is there any way we'd be able to put a bus stop there for them to be able to take the bus home? And that was it. Yeah. She had asked me even just having a county bus be able to come and pick up. That way he doesn't get stuck having to wait if it's a day when she's late trying to come and get him because they can't walk on the highway and then they're too close for them to actually send the bus back and forth to take them to and from school. Thank you.
Thank you. If you could talk to Jared, you want to raise your hand, Jared, and get your number. Just thank you for a clarifying answer. I have talked to the school and I talked to MEO and the issue about it being too close and whatnot. So it's a work in progress, and I'm personally trying to make that happen. So talk to him and we'll keep informed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Max Tornai, to be followed by John Starmer.
Aloha, council members. My name is Max Tornai. I wear a couple different hats, so I want to cover a couple different things, but first I want to say thank you so much for putting in the long hours to listen to the community of Kīhei and Maui overall, and hearing us out hour after hour, day after day, to hear what our priorities and our needs are. I've been the development director for Habitat for Humanity for 12 years now. This is my last month. But I would like to do one last plug for our MCOA grant. It's a safety repair and home retrofit grant that we've had for the last 5 or 6 years now. It is to provide those services at no cost to our low-income seniors and disabled homeowners in Maui County. And those repairs are very specific and based on the individual needs of the approved client. And this can mean anything from grab bars to reduce fall hazards, wheelchair or other ramps to improve mobility, and to the installation of ADA compliant toilets and bathroom fixtures, to the removal and replacement of rotted and moldy flooring, walls, or even roofing. And this has really changed the living conditions for a lot of our seniors and our low-income seniors in Maui County for years now. I'd also like to speak, so my next position is Grants Director with Hawaii Farm Project and Haile Maile Pineapple Farm. And I just wanted to speak in support of the Mayor's proposed increases to the Department of Agriculture, Maui Department of Agriculture. It's a pretty significant increase. I maybe would have liked a little bit more allocation to the grants division, but it's a very substantial increase, and it will support the agriculture in Maui County substantially. So I'm very much in support of that. So,
Thank you. So the name of the organization you're going to, you're still at Habitat, is that right?
Still at Habitat for this month, yes.
Okay, so that organization is
called Hawaii Farm Project, and they own the Maui Gold Pineapple Farm. They have Maui Pineapple Tours, Maui Pineapple Store, Maui Chocolate Tours at Kuia. So it's a collaborative agro-tourism type of company.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Anybody have questions? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, mahalo for your testimony. Did you finish your testimony?
No. But that's okay.
Will you please complete your testimony?
Did you have a question on any of the two that I...
Yes, after.
Okay. My last bit that I wanted to speak in support of is the Kaipukukui Fellows Program. I know that's in the Mayor's proposed budget as well. I graduated from this program in 2013 and am currently on the Alumni Council. And this, I'm sure many of you know, is a local leadership development program. Is something that continues, in my opinion, to be a great investment for Maui County. It not only provides practical leadership skills, but also provides many opportunities for up-and-coming leaders to build relationships with and directly learn from our current and previous leaders across so many different industries that are important to Maui Nui. And this program allows for strong relationship building and networking across these industries, which is really invaluable, so I support that as well. And that's it.
Mahalo for your testimony. So I was looking in the budget, and Habitat for Humanity has 250,000.
Yes.
Is that for the retrofitting and renovation?
Yes, that's specifically for the MCOA.
Was that how much you applied for, or Habitat for Humanity applied for? Is that the full
Yes.
amount?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Mahalo.
Thank you.
Okay, Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Tonai. Oh, when you said you're leaving Habitat, I was like, oh no, but
It's bittersweet for me too.
You're staying. You're coming back to Lahaina.
Yes, when we rebuild, we will be back in Lahaina. Yes.
Okay, maintain. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? So before you leave, I'm sad too that you're leaving Habitat because you're very effective, and I hope one day Habitat finishes Member Sinensi's Hana housing project.
I've been pushing for that since
Yeah,
2018.
anyway, I just want to put it out there.
Councilmember Sinensi, I know you've been a huge support of that project, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Sure. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is John Starmer, to be followed by Andrew Burer.
Very good. Aloha, everyone. I'm John Starmer. I am the Science Director at the Maui Nui Marine Resource Council, and I'm also a Kīhei resident. I just wanted to voice a little bit of support for the idea of a Mauka highway versus the focus on the extension of Lipoa Road. I think the Lipoa Road will basically drive traffic into our neighborhoods and doesn't solve the problem of a second way to get out of Kīhei if we did have some sort of an event such as a fire, or we lose South Kīhei Road again due to a big storm. So just want to plug that. Also want to plug Cody Nemet's project down at Waihuli Kai. Definitely worthwhile, a really impressive bit of coastal wetland restoration, a cultural experience, and something that has benefited my children directly, but also a lot of the kids here in Kīhei as well as other areas that come and visit it. So do continue to support that, I hope. As for MNMRC, we're a small organization that hopefully has impact beyond the size of our organization, and we absolutely could not have done what we have in the past without your support. We appreciate the past support. Hope we get to see future support from you as well. We recently started a coral restoration program, which is the first locally driven effort in this manner just here off of Kīhei as well, which is hopefully going to be something that helps us continue to improve the reefs here in Kīhei, as we've been spending basically the past 5 years trying to understand the condition of reefs here. We realize they're not so great. We're learning that there's sewage influence, there's nutrient influence, and we're finding a lot of problems, but finding those problems allows us to then push forward and find solutions as well. And things like what Cody is doing, which helps mitigate floodwaters, keeps sediment out of the environment. These are little steps that are on land that help our ocean, right? We're also doing things like reef-friendly landscaping, which is encouraging not just large hotels and farmers now. We're working with Maui gold pineapples in pilots, so agriculture as well. And we're also getting, hopefully, more and more landscaping companies to start applying this. So it's effectively using natural fertilizers so that we're not seeing the nutrient runoff which we're detecting in coastal waters from industrial fertilizers showing up, and also reducing the reliance on pesticides, because some of these processes actually allow nature to heal itself. As a whole, again, we're a small group, and we really rely on partnerships with a large number of groups. So again, hopefully our impact is larger than we might seem as an organization in and of ourselves. So thank you again for past support, and we look forward to future support as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Question from Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Mahalo for your testimony. In the budget, it says that there's a 225 for Maui Nui Marine Resource Council. An earlier testifier said the request was for 500,000. Do you know if it's
So
if you can clarify that?
Yeah, my understanding is that the request is actually for 525,000, which combines the 200 some from last year, but also includes Hui o Kavaiola, which is the volunteer-driven water quality monitoring group.
So does the 225 not include Hui o Kavaiola?
No, right now it's 225 for MNMRC, and I believe 100,000 for Hui o Kavaiola.
Mahalo for that clarification.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Andrew Beer, to be followed by Zandra Amaral Kraus. Not here? Okay.
Andrew Bueller. Okay.
Okay, then the next testifier is Zandra Amaral Kraus, to be followed by Lisa Stilley.
Good. Aloha, aloha. Good evening, council members. I was hoping the chair would be here as well. By the way, I need to start with Tamara. I have heard your Molokai testimonies and the other districts. You should be in human resources for engineers. You're great. You're wonderful. I'd like to testify housing, which you have. I'd like to start up by saying, I know and I realize, e hana o Ia Valley territory, o Hawaii. I have been a resident of this island for 73 years. My ohana, my lineage, goes back 200 plus years. Maui Molokai Lanai, Oahu, and Kauai. So I felt compelled to do that. But housing, and the reason why I stipulated my age is because we have had this discussion 56 years of my life. When Mr. Molina, way back when, and I'm not talking about Mike, or I'm talking about his great-grandfather, the first one. Yes. The one thing I think that we are doing wrong, or maybe perhaps not doing, with housing, as a real estate broker for 45 years, right here on Maui, I need to tell you, this is how it goes. Projects, and Councilmember Tom, you know this. A project is built, affordable housing. If there isn't sold affordable housing, it goes into market. It goes into market, and this is what we do. We make our money off of Chinese buyers, cash, or we make our money off of people from the mainland buying out the housing and then reselling them within the period estimated or put forward by you for 50, 60, 70, even 100% more, which pushes it totally out of affordable. What we need to do is adapt something very similar, I believe, to Hawaiian homelands. Put our young men and women, well, they are in high school, on this list. Can they afford to buy a house? No, they cannot. But the trick is, guys, they will be on a list, and we will know that they have been here for the years that they say they have been here. I am not prejudiced. I love all the people of Kīhei. They have been good to me, the visitors and the ones that has transplanted and has been come Hawaiian at heart. I love them all. But we need to do something to eliminate the taking away from our children and making it affordable for everyone else. So I humbly ask, in closing, that you guys look at not only building more, but look at what concept can you use to see that our children have first priority. And I also want to ask, please support the STEM program and all the other programs. And I do realize in closing, all that was asked for this evening, all these infinite needs, they were so profound and so needed with the finite pot of gold. I realize that, so I respect you to make such hard decisions, but do it for the local people first. I appreciate all of you. Ahui ho, malama.
Thank you, Ms. Z. Anybody have questions? Okay. Next testifier.
Chair, the next testifier is Lisa Stilley, to be followed by Dylan Schwartzmeyer. If Lisa is not here, then we can go ahead to Dylan Schwartzmeyer.
Thank you. Thank you, council members, for being here and fellow community members for testifying on behalf of what we need in the future. My name's Dylan Schwarzmeyer, longtime resident, grew up here, kindergarten right across the street. I was here last year speaking on behalf of the Maui Economic Development Board and the STEM program, STEM Works, and how that has had an impact on the students that are going to school now, looking for what they're going to do with their future, which is where I was. Like, growing up here, I know I didn't want to do hotels. And what else was there? There's agriculture, but the STEM thing worked out, and anything that I can do to help support further proliferating that, I'm going to do. So if you guys could please support the Maui Economic Development Board's Economic Development Grant under the Maui County Office of Economic Development, I would appreciate that. Because beyond helping the students last year, which I was testifying on last year and currently, I've actually taken the next step to go out on my own and start my own business in the STEM industry here. And starting this next Monday, I'm hiring 3 people that grew up here. Well, 2 people grew up here. 1 person has deep ties with the island to help provide them high-paying jobs that can give them a chance to maybe afford rent, probably not buy a house, but maybe afford rent, which can keep them here and help them raise a family here. And just thank you guys for everything. Really appreciate it. A second note is, I have heard the other people here tonight bring up the infrastructure needs of South Kīhei, and I know it's a very, very difficult situation because of the finances involved, but having another way out, even if it's just in the case of an emergency, like that people can know about. You know, maybe it's not open all the time for public use, but in case of emergency, having another way out if there's a fire, because we're downwind 90% of the time, would be very good. So maybe coordinating with Haleakala Ranch, if that hasn't already been done, to create a partnership that people can know about. It's in case of emergency, go here. Would be huge. And maybe it exists and I just don't know about it. So thank you all.
Thank you very much. Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Schwarzenmeyer. I just, you know, all those things, like the Mauka North South Collector Road, we can totally fund it, but we don't have engineer capacity to take on that kind of project. So that's what goes hand in hand, right? The STEM works, county engineers, throw the money, do the project. But the other thing, so you're not a teacher anymore?
So I am not teaching with the University of Hawaii myself. My replacement, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Okay.
But I am still supporting the University of Hawaii to the fullest extent possible with the existing faculty that are there. I'm supporting their programs however I can, showing up to present to students. I am also supporting the new initiative from Maui High School to help develop their own internal academy for STEM as well as other career placements.
Like apps or STEM kind of stuff, right?
Yes, they actually, it's cool how they're doing it. They have a lot of different career paths. It's not just STEM, but they do have a STEM one, or a few ones that are STEM related, directly related. So they're bringing on industry advisors.
We just purchased like 2 things, the Genesis Protect and the Ladris AI. I have no idea what that means, but it's kind of STEMmy, but that's the software, I guess, that's going to help like how to evacuate and stuff like that.
Okay.
So maybe if you learn about the STEMmy side of it, you can come back and break it down for everyone.
I'd be happy to support. If there is a point of contact that you would like me to follow up with any questions, I'd be happy to do that.
Cool. I'll give you a point of contact.
Okay.
Thank you. May I ask how many more testifiers are we all? We have.
Sure. The last individual signed up to testify is Christian Galapon.
All right. Members of the council, aloha. Members of the community, aloha. Sorry, kind of late, so I felt like I should bring up the energy a little bit. So to kind of preface what I'm about to say, a brief introduction. My name is Christian Galpon, born and raised Lanai, and 6-year resident of Kīhei. I am the owner of Tanaka Galpon Consultants and a board member of the Maui Filipino Chamber of Commerce. Personally speaking, I have helped open and launch 8 different businesses across the county of Maui, and I hope to open 5 more this year. One of these projects that I aim to help is actually a project in which to help the land and transform it into a flood, fire, and drought-resistant ecosystem. A project that I hope to be able to have the opportunity to present to the council and the community one day. But as I was transparency, I was not planning on testifying today, so improvise. But as I'm hearing the testimonies of the members of my community, I agree we need affordable housing. Of course, a second pathway out of Kīhei. One thing that kind of struck me was the amount of people testifying for STEMworks. And that got me thinking, along with my experience in helping businesses launching compliance and permits, one concern I've heard, with the county at least, is the barrier of entry for hiring. I've been told that it is too strict, or it does not take into account a lot of nuances with people that may apply for the county. One worker, personally, I'm not naming names, but I know said that they had to wait 6 months to be hired from the county, which I feel should be looked into. I mean, I just looked into engineer openings with the county. You have 6 postings online. Even for technicians, there's 8. I feel that doesn't quite communicate the need for engineers that you guys currently have as right now. So maybe that should be looked into. And maybe more of a look into your hiring criteria in a more open hiring process. I feel that should be examined and scrutinized a little bit more to allow for more nuances into bringing people in, which also kind of brings me into my second thing I feel should be addressed. And I'm not too sure if this is something you guys are already looking into, right? Of course, anything I say is subject to facts that I learn as I continue my journey here, but brain drain. Of course, we're hiring for STEMworks, we're hiring for engineers, but I guess to kind of give you the example, we have a nursing program here. We churn out a lot of nurses from that program. They work at the hospital, and then eventually, I'll make it fast. And then eventually they move to Vegas, right? Because, of course, cost of living is lower there, and of course, pay is still the same. So those are just the kind of things I hope the council is looking into as well.
Thank you. You're the perfect last testifier. Thank you very much.
Chair, we'll just do a last call for testimony if there's anyone else in the audience who would like to testify. And we'll give a final countdown. 3, 2, 1. Seeing none, Chair, no one has indicated they wish to testify.
Thank you, everybody, for being with us. This was a long evening. It's now 9:30, and we're at the end of our meeting. Really appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us. We take this very seriously. So tomorrow, Member Cook will do a summary of your meeting tonight for us or for the greater community on Akaku land. And I wanted to also thank Austin from Akaku. He will be televising this particular meeting at a later date. It wasn't done live, but we will be showing it on Akaku. It is live? Oh, wow. Ours wasn't live. Neither was Molokai live.
It was live.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, different kind live, not the Akaku live. But anyway, members, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for sharing. And this meeting is now adjourned at 9:31.